Yo, guys, what is good and what's going on, everybody? Your boy BLST back at it again for another Philadelphia 76ers live play-by-play. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for the second of a back-to-back for the Philadelphia 76ers after getting it done against Brooklyn last night, shorthanded. They look to continue doing and bringing completing all the accomplishments, all the assignments into this game against the 4-14 Charlotte Hornets taking on the 9-8 Philadelphia 76ers. So we're going to see what happens in this game tonight. Sixers looking to continue their winning ways, and Charlotte looking for what could most likely be an upset, despite the fact that the Charlotte Hornets are actually favored in this one against the Philadelphia 76ers because of the fact that Sixers are yet again shorthanded. But we're going to see what happens in this game tonight. Appreciate everybody for coming through and tuning in. We got 3 people in here. Guys, let me know who's in the chat. Let me know who's popping in the chat. Everyone, let me know who's in the chat, man. Let me know who's in the chat. But appreciate everybody for coming through and tuning in. If you haven't done so, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. They want to share the streets so we can bring more viewers in this chat. You guys pretty much know what to do up to this point. Should be nobody new, but if there is, it is what it is. But let's get this one started, man. Music producer! That music's great! Let's go ahead and cut the beat! Thank you! Alright, no comments up in the chat. Guys, let me know who's in the chat, man. Let me know who's in here. Let me know who's up in the chat today. Let me know who's in the chat today, man. But yeah, man, also, guys, if you did not see my community post that I put out a few hours ago, I did say that I was going to make an announcement at the beginning of the stream. So without further delay, I'm just going to get right into it. So for the next 2 Sixers games, ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to be streaming those because on Friday, when the Sixers play again after this one, that will be against the Orlando Magic. Actually, both games will be against the Orlando Magic on Friday, November 25th, and Sunday, November 27th. I will not be streaming either one of those, so I'm basically taking a break from doing the play-by-plays for a little bit, just to, some personal stuff on Friday. And then on Sunday with the Eagles game that I want to watch that game against the Green Bay Packers. So I will unfortunately not be doing the next 2 games, but we will be getting right back at it, and we will be right back at it on Monday, November 28th, when the Philadelphia 76ers take on the Atlanta Hawks yet again at home on Monday, November 28th. So after tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I will not be streaming the next 2 Sixers games. Both of those games will be against the Magic in Orlando. So just wanted to get that off my chest real quick and make that really clear if you guys did not go ahead and see the community tab that I put out a few hours ago. But yeah, guys, that's just how it's going to go down for the next couple games. But, streaming this game tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. No LaMelo Ball tonight, but they're still going to go ahead and favor the Hornets in this one. We're going to see what happens, man. But yeah, we got one comment in the chat, so let's go ahead and read that off and see what's going on. Appreciate you for coming through. So let's go Sixers. You already know. Appreciate you for being the first one in here. Hit that like button if you have not done so. But yeah, guys, we're here. We're here on the day before Thanksgiving, which before I forget, ladies and gentlemen, hope y'all go ahead and have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Because I'm gonna have something special out, something special planned for you guys. It's gonna probably be like in the morning when it comes out, someone like that. It'll be somewhere around there. Yo, shout out to the 7. We got 7 people up in here. Let's go, guys. Let's keep bringing that number up. Let's go. Everyone, share this out. But yeah, guys. like I said before, real quick, before I forget, want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys go out there, depending if it's just for the day or if it's for the whole weekend. Go out there, spend time with your families, watch football, have good food, enjoy each other's company, do all that good stuff. Do all that good stuff. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow especially. You guys will see something special as a piece of content coming out tomorrow morning. If I can remember to do that tomorrow morning, I should set a reminder on my phone, but I think I can do a pretty good job at what I'm going to have in store for you guys tomorrow morning. Could be up between 7, 8, somewhere around there, maybe even before that. So, when you guys wake up on Thanksgiving morning, you guys go ahead and see what I have in store. It's really something special, and it's really something that I wanted to do up to this point. It's really just something that I wanted to do, and you know what? Since y'all have been supporting the show for a long time now and have continued to support, especially the 4 people that are up into the stream right now, especially everyone that's continued to support, I wanted to, give back to you guys in some special way with a special piece of content coming out on Thanksgiving Day. Because if you remember, I made this statement a while back that I started to go ahead and put out at least one piece of content every single day. And I have been doing that pretty much up to this point. For the most part, I've maybe missed 2% of days ever since I started this. That is a very small amount, but we're here. We're here for this Sixers game tonight. We are here on the second of a back-to-back. But yeah, man, let's get this rolling. Bleacher, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through. So let's go Sixers. Looking forward to what y'all got for tomorrow morning. Go Sixers. Hey, appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through. Hit that like button. Guys, hit that like button if you have not done so. We have 7 people in the chat and just 2 likes. That is bogus. Let's bring that number of the likes up. New Sinistro. What's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Said, Seal Aki. Oh, yay. Worldwide. Whoop-de-doo. Look at that. But appreciate you for coming through, man. If you haven't done so, my guy, hit that like button on the stream. And since I don't recognize your account, my guy, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. Worldwide. Fantastic. It's all good, man. It's all good that we, get people in from all around the world. But we'll see what we can do. I mean, second of a back-to-back tonight. Okay, we're getting some new people in here. I like it right now. Beluga, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through, man. Said hi, Beluga. Hey, good to see you, man. Good to see you up in the chat. Guys, shout out to the 11 or 10 people that are rather in here. Great start. Right before the stream started, guys, let's have everyone hit that like button and subscribe. Come on. But good to meet you, Beluga. Appreciate you for coming through. Only rules when you come into these streams. Number 1, don't spam. And number 2, no disrespect to anyone whatsoever. If you do both of those, then you're always welcome here. And if you haven't done so, Beluga, go ahead and hit that like button. And since I don't recognize your account, hit that subscribe button as well. Appreciate you for coming through. Wesley Ackland, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Said, woo, I'm here, baby. 76ers plus 5. Hey, appreciate you for coming through, man. Appreciate all the new viewers that we're getting up in this thing. Appreciate you for coming through, Wesley Ackland. If you haven't done so, my guy, same thing as I told Beluga and all the other viewers that up in here. Hit that like button, and since I don't recognize your account, hit that subscribe button as well. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Said hi, let's go Sixers. You already know, Beluga. You already know, man. You already know. Hey, appreciate everybody for coming through. Appreciate everybody that's coming through to this Thanksgiving Eve stream. Appreciate everybody. Everyone hit that like button and subscribe. Already we have 8 people in here and the game hasn't even started. That is unbelievable. You guys are the true supporters. Absolutely appreciate everyone. Absolutely 100,000% appreciate everybody that's come through and tuned into this stream already before the Sixers game has even started. Phenomenal. You know, our guys are probably going to come out here. They're probably going to be gassed. It's going to be hard for this team to win because we are yet again shorthanded. But we're going to see what happens, man. I mean, this team could come out here electric. This team could come out here in an unsatisfying way. But we are going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens, man. Appreciate the 12 people. Lugo already coming with the score prediction saying the Sixers are going to find a way to pull this one out of the Charlotte Hornets. 127-93. I like the confidence, my guy. I really like the confidence. It's not going to be an easy game for the Sixers to win because, number one, they're on a back-to-back. And number two, they are shorthanded. So we're going to see what happens. I mean, do I obviously want the Sixers to come out here and win? Absolutely. That's my team. Absolutely. I always want the Sixers to come out here and play like themselves and come out here and do their job. No LaMelo Ball in the lineup tonight. That is a big factor missing for the Charlotte Hornets. I'm telling you, if LaMelo Ball is in this game, I'd go ahead and throw in the white flag because LaMelo could probably shred our entire team based on how he has played this season. I mean, he's played at a really good level and, you know, has another opportunity to make yet again another All-Star appearance. So we're going to see, man. I mean, with no LaMelo, there's really still a chance I think the Sixers can win this. If LaMelo Ball was playing this game, I'd go ahead and throw in the white towel. I'd throw in the white flag and say, you know what? At the end of the day, you know what? I give up. Hornets will win. Who's the best on the Sixers? When healthy in not one of these games like tonight, it's Joel Embiid. When the Sixers are not healthy in a game like tonight, it's Tobias Harris. Because no top three scorers for at least this next game that we are playing tonight. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, they're all not available for at least this game tonight. We might see Joel Embiid play on Friday. But we really just don't know what's going to happen. So at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, let's just see what we can get out of this team. Sixers 107, Hornets 105. Okay, we're coming in with some confidence here. A much tighter win, but you know what? You have to respect the Hornets for what they've been able to do. And if LaMelo Ball was playing, this would be an even bigger challenge. So I like the confidence in saying the Sixers are going to win. And I think that's a respectable score. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. I know a lot about my Sixers. I've known them for years now, so. But I'm not really that old, so I really don't go way back. But I know players that were throwback for the Sixers. You know, I know AI, Julius Erving, Wilt Chamberlain, Moses Malone, Charles Barkley. You know, I know players like that. I just wasn't around to see him at the time. Had some greats back then, though, to say the least. Eases up, people. What's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. A returning viewer, let's go. Said, yo, let's go Sixers. Hey, appreciate you for coming through, man. Appreciate you for coming through on the second of a back-to-back. Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. And shout out to the 16 people. Man, we're already getting this started, and the stream, or rather, the game hasn't even started yet, and we already have 16 strong people up in this stream right now. Unbelievable. Appreciate everybody that's already coming through, man. But appreciate you for coming through. Eases up, people. If you haven't done so, my guy, hit that like button. I know you're subscribed because you came last night, and I'm 100,000% sure you did go ahead and hit the like button. Phantom 999, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. So what was your thoughts and feelings about Ben Simmons last night? You know, the Sixers fans, they gave him a wild welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center because every time Ben Simmons went ahead and touched the ball, every inbound, anytime Ben Simmons would go ahead and score, the Sixers fans were absolutely crazy. They were booing Ben Simmons left and right. Every time that man touched the ball, got an offensive rebound, scored a bucket, got an alley-oop. You know, it was crazy, but at the end of the day, I'm no longer a Ben Simmons fan, man. After what happened a couple years back where Ben Simmons absolutely just dumped it off to Matisse Thybulle when he was right underneath the basket. I expected him to take the shot. But no, you got to hand it off to Matisse Thybulle when you have to cost us a second-round series. I know it was on Doc Rivers too, but still, that was just the main piece to that right there. As the starting lineups come in here for both teams in this one, back at the Wells Fargo, it's in Charlotte. For the Philadelphia 76ers is Shake Milton, DeAnthony Melton, Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, and Montrezl Harrell, pretty much the same line from last night. And for the Charlotte Hornets is Terry Rozier, Kelly Oubre, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, and Mason Plumlee. I hope Montrezl Harrell gets really scrappy against that man tonight in Mason Plumlee. Like, come on now. Hey, appreciate for living up to 100 years old and then still watching the stream, man. Appreciate you. The Wesley Acklands said, woo, let's get it, people. You already know. You already know. No, you're not annoying, man. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely, let's get it. Absolutely. Yeah, they should have. Yeah, absolutely, man. But what to watch in this game for Philadelphia 76ers is to contest shots and limit those turnovers. Pretty much the same thing we did last night. We have to put on that clinic tonight against these Charlotte Hornets, so let's get this going. As the tip is underway, and actually the Sixers will win it despite the fact Plumlee touched it way before Harrell, and we're underway. As Milton gets us over to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell gets us over to Tobias Harris. Harris around the screen. Gets it over to Milton. Milton going to his left. Milton coming inside. Milton dumps it down to Harrell, and Harrell with two grown man hands will get it to go for two. Here we go. Here's Terry Rozier with the ball. Gets over to PJ Washington. Washington looking, matching up with Tobias Harris. PJ Washington dumps it down, and that's going to be no good for Terry Rozier, and Tobias Harris gets the rebound. Rather, that's DeAnthony Melton. Melton drops it down for Montrezl Harrell, and Harrell doesn't get the bucket, but a foul is called early here, and it'll be called against Terry Rozier. Oh, you're actually 7 Gs. Man, I got fooled on that one for sure. I cannot show the game, man. If I show the game, I will be copyrighted and demonetized for it. So I cannot show the game. Otherwise, it will be copyrighted. First one for Montrezl Harrell at the line as he got fouled by Terry Rozier is good. So Montrezl Harrell getting this team up to a 3-0 start in this game here tonight. Montrezl Harrell's actually been pretty solid from the free throw line this season, despite the fact he is a center that you really don't see getting a lot of free throws. The second one is good for Montrezl Harrell. And now the Charlotte Hornets will bring it down the floor to see if they can answer and respond. Terry Rozier with the ball, matching up with DeAnthony Melton, going to his left. Rozier coming inside, kicks it out to Gordon Hayward. Hayward drops it down to Washington over to Rozier. Out to Hayward for three. It's no good and rebounded by the Sixers. Here's Tobias Harris with the ball as he got the rebound. Harris looking, coming inside. Harris, the high-arcing deuce is no good, and Mason Plumlee gets the rebound. Plumlee brings his ball down the other end. Plumlee gets it over to Rozier. Rozier kicks out to Hayward, over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre taking the three. That's no good for Kelly Oubre and is rebounded by the Sixers. As the touchdown pass is intercepted by Kelly Oubre into the hands of PJ Washington, and that one's intercepted by DeAnthony Melton. So back-to-back interceptions by the Sixers. One by the Hornets, one by the Sixers. As Melton brings it inside, will lose the ball out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Sixers with 13 on the shot clock. Yadic Deal, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Said Hornets for the win, guys. We'll see tonight, man. We'll see tonight how it goes. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Hit that like button. Since I don't recognize your account, hit that subscribe button as well. As the first one for DeAnthony Melton at the line is good for the Sixers. Sixers off to a pretty quick start. Then I'm going to leave just kidding. I knew you wouldn't leave, man. You're not that troll. You're not that guy. As both free throws are good at the line for DeAnthony Melton. Sixers up 6-0 to begin this one. Here we go. Here's Terry Rozier with the ball. Gets it over to Mason Plumlee. Gets it over to that is PJ Washington. And that will be good for the first points of the game for the Charlotte Hornets. Here's Shake Milton bringing the ball down the other end. Milton gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris going to his right around the screen. Harris puts it up for two, and that's good for Tobias Harris. Here we go. Here's Terry Rozier gets it over to Mason Plumlee. Plumlee flips it back to Washington. Washington, the two-point shot, no good. And P.J. Tucker gets the rebound after Tobias Harris gets it over to him. Harris now with the ball. Harris on the fake will now get it over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton lobs that up for Montrezl Harrell. Harrell kicks out to Harris. Harris, the three-point shot at the top of the key. Short, and that will go out of bounds. Hornets ball. Here we go. Here's Mason Plumlee with the ball. Plumlee guarded by Melton. Plumlee inside, and that was an easy layup. Where is Montrezl Harrell on Mason Plumlee? That makes no sense. Why is Melton on him? That makes no sense whatsoever. Melton with the ball. Matching up with Rozier. Now switches to Plumlee. Tries to get it. And gets over to Shake over to Harrell, who now has in his hands. Oh, against P.J. Washington. Harrell with the layup is no good and rebounded by the Hornets. Plumlee bringing the ball down the floor. Gets it over to Terry Rozier. Rozier, the three-point shot. That's no good and rebounded by the Sixers. Tobias Harris bringing this ball down the other end. Harris coming inside. Harris, the layup is good that time for Tobias Harris, who gets it to go. Sixers lead at 10-4. If you guys are wondering in the chat. Gordon Hayward bringing the ball down the other end. Hayward, the layup is no good, and it's rebounded. It was rebounded by the Hornets, but one of the players stepped out of bounds. I do believe that was P.J. Washington, so we're going the other way. Sixers ball up 10-4. As the inbound now here to, it was DeAnthony Melton. Getting the serve to Tobias Harris. Harris coming around the screen. Harris, the three-point shot. That's way off target and rebounded by the Hornets. Looks like it's going to have to be one of these games where the Sixers are going to have to get inside and get to the paint. And Plumlee tries to get this over to P.J. Washington. Fails to do so, and we're going the other way. Sixers ball with 7:43 left here in the first quarter. Here's Shake Milton with the ball. Milton around the screen. Milton on the inside for two is good for Shake Milton. Shake Milton was huge last night for the Sixers. Looking to repeat that in this one. Rozier with the ball. Rozier spinning. Rozier gets it over to Mason Plumlee, guarded by Montrezl Harrell. Plumlee. The shot goes up, and he will be fouled by Montrezl Harrell. And Montrezl Harrell wants to have a word with the ref on that call. Not surprised. Players always complaining about these certain calls that come up every time. Adrian Ford, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. So you should put the score up behind you. Well, I don't have a green screen or anything like that, my guy, to attach like the scoreboard to or anything like that. And you need a computer. You need a different camera. I just use my phone for that, as the first one is good at the line for Mason Plumlee. But I don't have that ability to go ahead and do that, my guys. So after every quarter, Adrian Ford, I have a scoreboard right here. I'm just going to change it after every quarter and not after every bucket. Second one missed at the line by Mason Plumlee, by the way. Appreciate you for coming through. Adrian Ford, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so since I don't recognize your account. But Melton, the two-point shot, that's good for DeAnthony Melton. Finally, someone made it further than just inside and in the paint. And the timeout immediately called here by the Charlotte Hornets. Great start here for the Philadelphia 76ers on a 14-5 lead with just under 7 minutes to go. 6:59 left in the first quarter. Great start for the Sixers in this one yet again on the second of a back-to-back. I know they're not really making the deep shots right now. I understand that, but whatever we can do to get points and find a way to win this one. That's all we need. It's steals, not interceptions in basketball. You can use football terms into basketball, especially for the fact that, a player never had the ball dribbling. The player never had the ball dribbling. He threw it up like it was a touchdown pass, and one of the Sixers players went ahead, caught it in the air, and then started dribbling it back. So that is an interception. A steal is when someone has it in possession with the ball, and then the opposing team, one of the opposing team's players, goes ahead and pokes it away or gets it when it's not in possession. That's a steal. Joseph Bottle, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Said $1 billion. That's probably on some sort of bet that he has going on. But at the end of the day, man, appreciate you for coming through, my guy. I know you subscribe to the channel because I did get the notification, so appreciate you for doing that. Just hit that like button if you haven't done so, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. Steals. That's steals. Lucas the Legend. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through. Score up to this point, Joseph Bada. Score right now in this game, let me just update it real quick, is 14-5 with under 7 minutes left to go in the first. It's 10-4 when he commented that. Said, there you go. Keep doing your thing. I'll keep doing my thing, man. Appreciate you for coming through, Joseph Bada. Appreciate you for subbing up to the channel as well. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right and saying Bada as the last part of it. If it's Beta, Bada. Let me know how it's pronounced, my guy. That way I'll know for the future. But appreciate everybody that's in here supporting. Appreciate everybody, man. Sixers looking to win on the second of a back-to-back tonight after beating the Brooklyn Nets 115-106. James Harden, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey not playing last night due to injuries in this case. But Tobias Harris was down last night for a second, gets right back up, and just dominates this game against the Brooklyn Nets. Just absolutely went ahead and dominated this game. Last night against the Brooklyn Nets was one of your players that, in a football version, you could give a game ball to. Definitely deserved it last night after last night's performance. So great job by Tobias Harris. We're looking for that to be repeated tonight. Last night against Brooklyn, 24 points for a season high, 10 for 21 from the field, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Here we go with the rest of the second quarter. Or rather, the first quarter, I should say. As Plumlee goes ahead and shoots and floats one up to the basket, no good, but a foul's called on Montrezl Harrell, and I think that's going to be his second. I won't be surprised if we have to go ahead and play some small ball center here with Paul Reed. We're going to have to in this case because no Joel Embiid in this game. And, we can't go ahead and get Montrez into early foul trouble. First one is good for Mason Plumlee at the line. And you still hear Montrezl Harrell talking. That's what we love to hear, Montrez. That's what we love to hear. Keep talking that smack. Keep talking that smack to the officials. Second one for Plumlee is missed at the line, and P.J. Tucker gets the rebound. Here we go. Sixers still up 14-6 with 6:45 left in the first quarter. Shake Milton with the ball goes into his right. Milton looking. Going his left, matching up with P.J. Washington. Milton still looking for his options, and that's going to be a travel here on Shake. Paul Reed checking into the game here for the Sixers. Most likely, Montrez is coming out. If not him, it's going to be Shake Milton. I'm not sure who's going to the bench. But Paul Reed is in. He will replace Montrezl Harrell. Here we go. Gordon Hayward taking the 2-point high-arcing deuce, and that is good for Gordon Hayward, the former Boston Celtic. As Anthony Melton gets us over to Shake Milton. Milton coming inside. Milton will lose the ball. And they're going to say it stays with the Sixers. One of the officials almost went ahead and said it was Hornets ball. And Milton's like, come on, man. There's a double team on me, and you're going to say it's going to be their ball? Like, come on, man. Any first quarter Sixers. We'll see what we can do, man. We'll see what we can do. Guys, appreciate the 18, 19 people that we have up in here right now, man. Appreciate everybody that's come through and tuned in so far. Milton inbounds it to DeAnthony Melton. Melton coming inside. Melton, the 2-point high-arcing deuce is good for DeAnthony Melton. That's a big shot. Big shot there for DeAnthony Melton on that note. As they'll go ahead and bring this down the floor here, they'll give it to Gordon Hayward. Hayward going to lose the ball. Paul Reed's going to pick it up. Get this over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton going to look. Just going to come inside. Melton, the layup. It will be switched to the left hand, and a foul will be called here against number 6 here for the Charlotte Hornets. Number 6 for the Hornets being Jalen McDaniels. After Dennis Smith was on DeAnthony Melton for a second, Melton will indeed be fouled. And they're taking another look, so that's great. So now they're trying to challenge this to see if it hit the backboard for a goaltend. And if the Sixers would just go ahead and get 2 free points. But if not, DeAnthony Melton will stay at the line for 2 free throws. Guys, shout out to the 19 people in the chat, man. It's been a while since I had 19 people in here. We got 13 likes. Got 19, 20 people up in here. Appreciate everybody that's come through and support, man. If you haven't done so, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We continue to grind out on this channel pretty much every single day now. So, again, appreciate everybody for coming through and tuning in as always. You guys have showed true support tonight. It's already been before an hour, and you guys are still showing support. We got 19 people up in here, man. That's phenomenal. Great start for the Sixers in this game, man. Not going to lie. No, Sixers lead it by 10, 18-8. New Sinistros at Philadelphia. Yep, they're winning right now, man. Absolutely. Edward Chamberlain, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. So let's go Sixers. You already know, man. Hit that like button if you have not done so, my guy. And if you haven't, and since I don't recognize your account, hit that subscribe button as well. Appreciate you for coming through, Edward Chamberlain. Update the score on the downtime. I'm just going to do after every quarter, man, because the commercials at that point are going to be longer than at like every break. That's not like after every quarter. So that's how I've just been doing it on the channel, so I'm pretty much just going to stick with that. But, you know, whatever I can do to make this channel as good as it possibly can be. Sometimes I'm going to take your guys' advice, but sometimes some things just work for me. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Lose the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, they're doing great, man. We're up against Aaron Rodgers on Sunday night. It's going to be a good game. Why? Because they have Aaron Rodgers, and as long as they have Aaron Rodgers, they'll find a way to win games by any means. And so let's go Sixers. You already know, man. Absolutely. Looks like it was not a goaltend, so DeAnthony Melton's to stay at the line for 2 here since he did get fouled. First one for Melton is good at the line. Sixers up 17-8 here on the Charlotte Hornets. Sixers doing a great job here in the first quarter. Appreciate you for subscribing to the channel, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through. Second one for DeAnthony Melton, also good at the line. So Melton already got off to a great start in this one. Doing his job and meaning business. 6 for 6 at the line so far for the Sixers as Gordon Hayward has the ball. Gives it over to Kelly Oubre for 2. That's no good, and it's rebounded by the Sixers. Could have been a goaltend right there, but they don't call it. Korkmaz tries to get it over to Paul Reed, and they're going to say it's going to stay with the Sixers with 18 seconds on the shot clock. 5.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Here we go. Melton to do the inbound. To Korkmaz over to Paul Reed. Reed gets it over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton coming inside. Melton gets away with one. Gets it out to Harris. Harris goes up the baseline. Harris, the shot is good. Tobias Harris up the baseline and is able to get it to go. Here we go. They'll bring it inside, and it's good for 2 for Kelly Oubre. Here we go. Here's PJ Tucker. Gets over to Furkan Korkmaz. Gets over to Tobias Harris. Harris going to his right. Harris looking. Gets out to DeAnthony Melton. Melton looking. Coming inside around the screen. Melton, the 2-point shot is good. Another big shot for DeAnthony Melton with that one right there. Another big shot, putting the Sixers up by 12. There's Plumlee with the ball against Paul Reed. Plumlee kicks it out to Kelly Oubre. And looks like Paul Reed drawing a foul here for the Sixers. Foul called against him. Not sure if we're just staying on this end. They'll do an inbound, we'll do an inbound pass here. Oubre inbounds this to Gordon Hayward, who can't put it in, and Paul Reed gets the rebound. Getting this out to Tobias Harris. Harris looking. Harris coming inside. Harris gets out for Melton. Melton at corner 3. That's no good by Melton. It's rebounded by the Hornets with Mason Plumlee. Plumlee bring this ball down the other end, gets it over to Gordon Hayward. Hayward kicks it out to number 8 to Kelly Oubre for 3. That's no good. Rebounded by the Sixers. Here's Tobias Harris. Gets it over to DeAnthony Melton. Over to Niang. Niang coming inside. Niang kicks it out to Harris. Harris on the pump fake out to Melton. Melton at 3 is blocked by Gordon Hayward, who kicks it out to Korkmaz. Gets out to Tobias Harris. Harris over to Paul Reed. And that's intercepted by Plumlee. Gets over to Dennis Smith, I do believe, over to Plumlee, and that is good for 2. I believe it is Dennis Smith, right? Yep. Number 8, Dennis Smith. Sixers up by 10, man. Looks like a timeout's called here by Doc Rivers, just to talk things over. Just talking things over, making sure everyone's on the same page, changing up strategy, might make a lineup change, doing all that good stuff, man. So, at the end of the day, just finding a way to come out here, and apparently they're finding a way to take advantage. So, you know what? You got to love it. You got to love what they're doing. You got to hope they do it for the next 3 quarters, though, after the last little bit of time that we have left here in the first. Lucas said, can you do a play-by-play on the Eagles game on Sunday? I was thinking about it, man, but at the same time, I was also just going to watch it. So, again, I'll find a way to put out content at least every day, man. But, you know, as always, man, you already know, man, it's fly goes fly all day long. You already know what it is. Yeah, it's all good, man. Appreciate it for understanding those. Korkmaz gets it over to Niang for 3. No good off the back of the rim. Rebounded by the Hornets. Dennis Smith to take it down the floor. Gets over to Gordon Hayward. Out to McDaniels for 3 in the corner. That's no good. And rebounded by the Sixers. Anthony Melton getting the rebound. Melton gets it over to George Niang. Niang coming inside. Kicks out to Melton. Melton gets over to Paul Reed. Reed gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris kicking it out to Korkmaz. Korkmaz off the baseline. Going to lose the ball, but it'll be out of bounds by Gordon Hayward. And Sixers will keep it with 6 on the shot clock and 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Here we go. Furkan Korkmaz inbounds it to Niang. Niang has to take the shot himself. And they'll be going the other way with it. Here we go. They'll bring down the ball down the other end here with Dennis Smith. Trying to drop it down to Nick Richards. But a foul to be called here against Paul Reed. Or rather, it's going to be on George Niang. His first of the game. Here we go. The inbound here to Terry Rozier. Rozier gets it over to Edwards. Edwards, the 2 is good off the back. And he'll head to the line for one more. Foul called against Paul Reed. TB1, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. So Philadelphia has 75% of their firepower on injured reserve. But you know what? The other guys are out here getting the job done. They got the job done last night against the Brooklyn Nets in domination. And they're finding a way to have a great start in this one tonight. And as the aim one opportunity is missed by Nick Richards, and the rebound was picked up by Paul Reed, who gets it over to DeAnthony Melton, and Melton will take it down the floor over to Korkmaz. Korkmaz going to his left, coming inside. Korkmaz kicks it out to Melton. Melton taking a 3 from the corner. That's good for DeAnthony Melton. That's a big shot. Should we go to bring it down the other end here with Dennis Smith? Smith going to his left. Smith going to look. Drop it down to Nick Richards. Richards matching up with Daniel House. Spinning. Richards. The layup is good for Nick Richards. Sixers 1 for 5 now from 3 with that 3-pointer by DeAnthony Melton. Speaking of DeAnthony Melton, he takes it down the floor. Melton coming inside, drops it down for Paul Reed. Reed losing it for a minute, keeps it in play. And so go out of bounds, and this will go Hornets ball. Appreciate you for coming through, TP1. Hit that like button if you haven't done so, my guy. And also, guys, shout out to the 28 people, man. Beluga said my mom's name is Bella Mama, my big sister's Bella's sister. It's all good, man. It's all good. As Rozier taking the shot for 2, that's no good, and rebounded by the Sixers. Niang getting the rebound, gets it out to Milton over to Niang for 3. That's good for George Niang. That's the George Minivan Niang that I know every night he plays basketball. That's the George Niang I know. Knocking down shots like there's no tomorrow. Dennis Smith bring this ball inside. Smith, the shot is missed, and Nick Richards trying to get the rebound. The ball is loose, and Niang picks it up. Out to Korkmaz. Korkmaz bring this ball down the other end. Korkmaz dropping it over for Niang. Niang taking another 3. And he'll barely miss it, and he'll rebound it. And the rebound will be picked up by the Charlotte Hornets here. As Nick Richards gets this over to Dennis Smith. Smith kicks it out to P.J. Washington for 3, and that's good for P.J. Washington. P.J. Washington, just a 32% three-point shooter as a forward. But that's actually pretty solid, especially if he plays small ball center. But here's Shake Milton with the ball. Milton, the 2-point shot is good. Shake and bake, nothing but net. Absolutely swished right in there for the basket. And the time continues to wind down with under 40 seconds left. Rozier spinning, gets it back, kicks it out to Washington in the corner for 3, and that is short by P.J. Washington, who gets his own rebound and slams it for 2 with 2 grown man hands and 29 seconds left. Here we go. Here's Shake Milton with the ball. Milton matching up with Terry Rozier. This might be the last shot here for the Sixers. Milton just going to try to set up the offense here. Milton going to his left, gets it over to Korkmaz. Korkmaz spinning. Korkmaz looking. Korkmaz taking the last second shot, and he makes it! Furkan Korkmaz has unleashed his jump shot from 3-point range. Rozier putting one more up, and I think he airballed it too. As we end off the first quarter with the Philadelphia 76ers leading at the end of the first 33-21 as we head to quarter number 2 here from Charlotte, North Carolina. But yeah, guys, great start from the Sixers. Phenomenal start. Beautiful start right now. Unreal. Great start. But yeah, guys, ever since, all 3 of our best players were out, Joel Embiid, James Harden, Tyrese Maxey. Ever since all 3 of those guys have been out together, some of the role players for the Sixers have really went ahead and stepped up to the plate. In this game tonight, it's DeAnthony Melton. It has been DeAnthony Melton. This is what I have to see from this guy off the bench. And, maybe guys like the Anthony Melton, Paul Reed, they're trying to send a message to Doc Rivers saying, yo, coach, you got to play us more. You got to stop downing us players. We might be young, but we can still play. We can play basketball. Thomas De La Rosa, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. So do you think the games are rigged? I don't think they're rigged, man. It's just depending on the decisions that is made by the officials. And sometimes there's also bad calls too. But it happens every game, man. So you really can't say these games are rigged. It's just how these games are. Appreciate you for coming through, Thomas De La Rosa. If you haven't done so, my guy, hit that like button on the stream. And since I don't recognize your account, hit that subscribe button as well. Nice commentary, but got to go. Hey, appreciate you for coming through, Beluga. Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. Hopefully you have a happy Thanksgiving as well, man. So, yeah, appreciate you for coming through. 33, the Freemason number. But yeah, guys, appreciate everybody that's come through and support, man. We got 17 people on the like button. That is insane. And we got 27 people up in here. This is insane right now. This is absolutely absurd. This is absurd, man. This is so absurd. It's unbelievable. Like, let's go. We're really making a difference to YouTube right now. Showing why I am one of, if not the most underrated Philly sports content creator that there is. But here we go. Second quarter begins, and we're underway here in the second. Terry Rozier with the ball. Rozier kicks this out to McDaniels, who gets it over to P.J. Washington. Washington flipping out for Nick Richards. Richards going to miss the layup, but a foul called here against Georges Niang. Nick Richards going to the line for two here for the Charlotte Hornets. D'Anthony Melton down on the floor, probably just warming up, Just wanted to focus on warming up and everything. Do what he needs to do, man. Getting his rest time, waiting for his opportunity. But D'Anthony Melton has done a great job the last 3 games. 19 points against Minnesota on November 19th. 22 against Brooklyn last night, and then tonight he's already got 13. So D'Anthony Melton has done a great job the last 3 games for the Sixers. D'Anthony Melton's like, I'm fine. Someone ever check in with him, said, I'm okay, I'm fine. As Shake Milton brings the ball down the floor, and a foul to be called here against the Hornets, I do believe. And looks like it'll just be an inbound pass here. Don't know who the foul's on here, because normally they'll show the camera for a long time. Looks like it's against Terry Rozier. As the inbound is in here, Shake Milton gets over to Paul Reed. Reed gets this over to Korkmaz. Korkmaz coming inside. Korkmaz kicks it out to Daniel House, out to Niang. Niang coming inside. Niang drops it down to Korkmaz, who will put it up for 2, and that's good for Furkan Korkmaz. Some of these role players are stepping up in big ways. They're finding ways to do so, and I love it. There's Richards trying to drop it down for Rozier, and is blocked by Paul Reed. And another foul being called here against Georges Niang. That would have been nice and clean if Georges Niang did not commit the foul. That was a clean block by Paul Reed right there. That was perfect. PJ Tucker getting right back in this game here, trying to figure out who he's switching with here, sending them to the bench. Looks like it's going to be Georges Niang going to the bench. Might be in foul trouble here, so I think it's a good time for him to get to the bench. And yes, he is on 3 personals, so good time to get George to the bench right now. As PJ Washington gets us over to Terry Rozier. Rozier gets us over to Dennis, or rather that's McDaniels coming inside for 2. And a foul called here against Furkan Korkmaz. And this will be a shooting foul, so McDaniels is going to go to the line for 2 here. Jalen McDaniels averaging almost 9 points a game, 41.5% from the field, and 37.3% from three-point range. First one at the line for McDaniels is good. Charlotte Hornets trying to get right back in this game. Sixers are trying to make sure that does not happen whatsoever. Second one is missed by Jalen McDaniels as Shake Milton does scoop up the rebound, but a foul to be called here against Nick Richards as we will officially go the other way. We were going to go the other way anyway with Shake Milton picking up the rebound. And the Sixers will take the ball with under 11 minutes left here in the first half. As Paul Reed with the ball gets over to Shake Milton. Milton, the two-point shot, no good. Gets his own rebound. Milton taking it again, and it's good. Milton with a beautiful rebound and a beautiful shot the second time. Hayward, the three-point shot, rims out, and that is rebounded by the Sixers. Tucker picks it up, gets it over to Shake Milton. Milton gets over to Korkmaz. Korkmaz about to be the pump fake specialist, but Terry Rozier goes down on the floor, and I think we're going the other way. PJ Tucker being the one committing the foul, and we're going the other way with 10.5 minutes left in the first half. Here we go. They'll inbound here to Terry Rozier. Gets this over to Gordon Hayward. Over to Nick Richards. Richards gets this over to Terry Rozier. Matching up with Daniel House, and a foul to be called here against Daniel House. Some of these fouls they're calling really late here. And this one being a foul on the floor will have the Hornets keep it. And with just an inbound pass with 15 seconds left on the shot clock and 10:22 left in the first half. Hayward inbounds this here to Terry Rozier. Rozier matching up with Daniel House, gets it over to Gordon Hayward. Hayward around a screen, drops it down to Nick Richards. And Richards loses the ball. Paul Reed falls to the floor. Looks like it's staying Hornets ball. Here we go. Hornets will keep it here, though. They'll do not pass. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Washington gets over to Rozier. Rozier looking. Takes the long two. No good. And Nick Richards gets the rebound. Paul Reed in the conversation. And the Hornets will come away with points here to be down 37-26. Under 10 minutes left here in the first half. Milton gets it over to Korkmaz. Back over to Milton. Milton coming inside, kicks it out to Korkmaz, who barely gets it away. Gets it out to Daniel House. House wide open for three from the corner. No good. Tucker trying to scoop up the rebound. Cannot do so. Hornets taking it down the other end. Hayward with the ball gets out to Terry Rozier. Rozier with the underhand layup. That is good for Terry Rozier. And a timeout called yet again by Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers not happy with how this is going on defense right now. And that the Sixers are starting to blow the lead that they have right now. So Doc Rivers looking to make a few changes. Can't put Niang in, though, because he's working on 3 fouls right now. So he'll probably have to wait till late in the second quarter. Or we might have to wait till the second half begins. We'll see when Doc Rivers is going to put him back in. But strategy needs to be talked with here between Doc and the players. But, Doc Rivers knowing when to take timeouts is something that we have in this coach. It's just about how he will manage a game with this team. But yeah, man, here we go. Sixers up by 9. Appreciate everyone that's supported tonight, man. Absolutely. As we do have one new comment here, so we're going to have him read it off by Thomas De La Rosa. Said, thanks for the stream. No problem, man. Absolutely. I'm out here grinding this content pretty much every day, man. Every day I'm out here grinding out and putting out at least one piece of content every single day, man. So appreciate you guys, for just watching the videos and live streams and YouTube shorts and always just supporting. So whether if you're new to the channel, you've been rocking with me for a while now, just appreciate everybody that's continuing to support every single night, whether if you're new to the channel, old to the channel. But appreciate everybody that's supported, man. Absolutely. I appreciate the 25 people in the chat, man. You guys are really supported tonight. it's very rare that we get one of these nights. And, today has just been one of these nights where a lot of people come in, tune into a stream like this because they know that they're going to be watching, as some people might say, as one of the best play-by-play commentators on YouTube for Philly sports. And maybe for just any sporting event in particular. But you guys really are bringing the A game today. It's been a while since I had a stream like this with this many people in it, so it really means a lot that you guys are coming in here and supporting as always, man. And here we go. Shakeman has the ball, gets over to Furkan Korkmaz. Korkmaz coming inside, kicks it out to PJ Tucker. Tucker coming up the baseline, drops it down for Paul Reed. Reed, the reverse layup is good. That is a good find by PJ Tucker to Paul Reed. And that's how the offense has to be for quite some time. With this shorthand Sixers team, is Gordon Hayward with the ball around the screen. Hayward going to get this one to go. They will not call foul on Paul Reed, which is a good thing because I think he's on like 2 or 3 fouls right now, and we cannot make him get his 3rd or 4th of the game. As Harris drops this down to Shake Milton. Milton gets over to Tobias Harris. Harris coming inside, drops it down to Tucker out to Korkmaz. Korkmaz going step back 3 in the corner. That comes up short and is rebounded by PJ Washington. Getting it over to Terry Rozier. Rozier driving it down to Gordon Hayward. Hayward kicking this out. Washington taking a 3. That's no good for PJ Washington and is rebounded by the Sixers. Tobias Harris bringing this ball down the other end. Harris matching up with Hayward. Comes inside. Harris kicking it out to Tucker. Back out to Harris. Harris matching up yet again with Gordon Hayward. Gets it over to Paul Reed. Reed looking. Still looking. Gets it over to Shake Milton barely. Milton with a good move. Out to Tucker in the corner for 3. Wide open. And it's no good as Nick Richards is able to get the rebound. As that is going to be Dennis Smith Jr. drawing the foul here against Furkan Korkmaz. So Furkan Korkmaz called for the foul. They're going to give it in Dennis Smith's favor. They're going to say it is going to be a blocking foul, or the fact that Korkmaz may have touched the body of Dennis Smith, but Dennis Smith to the line for 2. Dennis Smith averaging just under 10 points a game, 3.5 rebounds a game, and just about 6 assists per game. So solid role player off the bench, as the and one opportunity is missed, though, by Dennis Smith. So now Shake Milton will pick up the ball and we'll head the other way with it. As Milton, around a screen from Montrezl Harrell. Harrell going to spin. Harrell's going to look, going to try to find some space. Harrell drops it down to Melton, who will step out of bounds, and this will be another turnover here for the Sixers as we will go the other way. And Melton's like, my bad, man. Hey, my bad. You made a great pass. It's my fault. And, it's good to just see players know when they take blame. It's good to know that it was their fault and not miscommunication. Sixers with 7 turnovers, and they're leading this game by 7. As Hayward with the ball right now, matching up with Montrezl Harrell, drops it down to Nick Richards. Nick Richards, the reverse layup is good. Hornets trying to get right back in this one. Sixers trying to deny all that nonsense as Harris gets this over to Shake Milton. Milton coming inside. Milton, the shot of the backboard is no good. Tucker tries to go ahead and save it, and that's another turnover here for Philly. Sixers are not – Doc Rivers not liking what he's seeing right now whatsoever. But the Hornets are trying to compete with this team right now. As Dennis Smith gets this over to Nick Richards, getting it over to Gordon Hayward. Hayward looking. And this will be intercepted by DeAnthony Melton. And Melton will take this down the other end, gets it over to PJ Tucker. Tucker gets this over to Tobias Harris. Harris backing in. Harris, the shot goes up, and the shot is good for Tobias Harris. That is a big shot right there for number 12. Here you go. Here's Dennis Smith getting this over to Hayward, over to Rozier. Rozier coming inside. Matched up with Tucker. Rozier, the tough 2-point shot, no good. And the putback goes that time around. Forget who they said it was that put the jam back with 2 hands. But here we go with Tobias Harris with the ball. Harris gets this out to DeAnthony Melton. Melton looking for his options. Melton kicks it out to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell looking for his options now. We'll get this over to Shake Milton. Milton gets it out to Tucker. Tucker drops it down to Montrez, trying to shoot it. And the foul will be called here against number 23. Number 23 for the Charlotte Hornets being Kai Jones. For the past 3 games, PJ Tucker's 3-pointers is not very good. I mean, you know, not everything's about points, man. I mean, PJ Tucker is here to be a scrappy player, and for the last 3 games, he has definitely been here mainly for his defense. So even though the offense is not that great for PJ Tucker, the defense is still something we're going to need. And keep in mind, guys, Matisse Thybulle is also out for this game. So players are going to need to step up to the plate and also find a way to play defense. And someone that's taking advantage of that, in my opinion, is PJ Tucker. Averages 0 points per game. In the last couple of games, yeah, but what are his defensive stats per game in the last, 3 games, man? Exactly. They're a lot higher than what you think. So PJ Tucker's not all that bad of a player. As Tobias Harris comes up with the steal, gets it over to Melton. Melton, the layup, no good. Harris cannot put this one back, but the Sixers will keep it with 14 on the shot clock. A couple Sixers fans here in Charlotte for this game. Sixers up by 7 with 5:50 left to go in the first half. And the Sixers will do an inbound pass here. Tobias coming away with a steal. And then Melton just missed the layup. They couldn't put it in, but Nick Richards with the play out of bounds as the shot for 3 is no good and is rebounded by the Hornets now. Here we go, Dennis Smith with the ball. Smith matching up with Shake Milton. Milton focusing on his guy. Dennis Smith around a screen. Loses it. Dennis Smith, the shot. No good, and PJ Tucker gets the rebound. We'll bring this out to Shake Milton over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton going to his left. Melton coming inside. Melton kicks it out to Montrezl Harrell, who puts up a 2. That is good for Montrezl Harrell. That's what we need from players like that off the bench. That's what we need. These are role players finding ways to step up. Dennis Smith with the ball here, matching up with Tobias Harris, gets it over to Mason Plumlee. Plumlee having a matchup with Montrezl Harrell, gets this over to McDaniels for 2. It's no good as he absolutely destroyed Tobias Harris's ankles, but he did miss the shot here. As DeAnthony Melton taking a 3 for the Sixers. That comes up short and is rebounded by the Hornets. Mason Plumlee will get this ball over to McDaniels. McDaniels getting this out to Dennis Smith. Smith matching up with Tobias Harris coming inside. Smith going to lose the ball. Sixers are going to pick this up. Harrell's got an open lane, and Harrell, the layup is no good, but Tobias Harris with the putback. And Montrezl Harrell will shoot a couple of these at the line. Foul, I think, was called on Kai Jones. I do believe that was who the foul was called on. As Kai Jones was the closest, touches Montrezl Harrell. And yes, Montrez will be going on the line for 2, despite the fact Harris did put it back after the foul was called. Second on Kai Jones tonight. Montrezl Harrell with 8 points in the first half, doing a really good job as the backup center. First one from Montrezl Harrell is good at the line. He's really amped up his shooting percentage from the free throw line to Montrezl Harrell. He has really stepped up his game. Montrezl Harrell's really stepped it up from the free throw line this year. We just says, let's go Sixers. You already know, absolutely, 100,000%. And the second one for Montrezl Harrell is good as well. Montrezl Harrell has really stepped up from the free throw line. Scores 47-36. Sixers with the lead with under 4.5 minutes left here. 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Here we go. Here's Terry Rozier getting this over to Kelly Oubre, getting this back to Rozier. Rozier getting this over to McDaniels. McDaniels at the baseline, putting one up for 2, and that's good, and he'll head to the line for 1 more. Foul's called here against Tobias Harris. Apparently, Dennis Smith Jr. heads to the locker room. I don't know for what reason. But now they're calling a technical foul here on Shake Milton. I don't know what he even did, but okay. This technical free throw is good here by Terry Rozier. And Shake Milton's like, I don't even know what I did. Doc Rivers is standing up and screaming for dear life. Like, he has no idea what's going on. And one opportunity is also good here for Jaden McDaniels. So the Hornets still down, though, by 7 points, 47-40. Melton gets this over to P.J. Tucker, over to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell gets this over to DeAnthony Melton, getting this over to Tucker. 4-2, no good. Harrell tries to put it back. That does not happen. Plumlee tries to keep it in. It'll be picked up here. And they'll say this will go out of bounds as Terry Rozier was the last one to touch it. It'll go out of bounds, Sixers ball. Let's take a look here at what happened. As Shake Milton, yes, he did get a piece of Dennis Smith. Hopefully Dennis Smith's all right, man. Never wishing an injury on any player by any means. Hopefully Dennis Smith's okay. As Milton drops it down to Harrell with a grown man jam with two hands. Montrezl Harrell stepping up his game in a big way. McDaniels gets this over to Kelly Oubre, getting this over to Terry Rozier. Rozier with the ball. Looking, gets this over to Mason Plumlee, gets it over to Rozier. Rozier putting one up for two. That is good for Terry Rozier. Melton going with a half-court heave, and that is not going to work out at all to get it to Montrezl Harrell. And we're going to go the other way with it. I don't know why we try to get fancy like that. We got to stop getting fancy like that. We shouldn't be doing this fancy stuff, man. Come on now. Let's not get fancy here. Let's not do all this fancy stuff. Let's just play normal basketball. Let's go. Terry Rozier bringing this down the other end, coming around to Mason Plumlee's screen. Coming inside, up the baseline, kicks out to P.J. Washington. Washington coming inside for two, and that's good for P.J. Washington. Hornets trying to stay in this one with their nearly fully healthy roster here, while the Sixers have like 10 guys available for this one. But Harris with the ball, looking, gets it out to DeAnthony Melton. Melton coming inside. Melton matching up with Plumlee, gets it over to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell, the two-point shot, no good. Harrell trying to get the rebound. It's rebounded by Milton. Milton puts it up for two. That is good, and he'll head to the line for one more. Foul to be called here against P.J. Washington. The finger roll layup two by Shake Milton as well. That'll be the second personal by Mason Plumlee in this one. Timeout called here. I think it's going to be a timeout here called by the Hornets. You see Matisse Thybulle dressed up in his street clothes because he's out with an injury as well for at least, as of right now, just this game tonight. But yeah, man, Sixers are just finding ways to get the job done. I love it. 51-44 is your score with 2:50 left here in the first half. Sixers are doing a great job. Great job by all these role players together to come together and play together as a team. This is why. This is just why the Sixers are beating teams like this. They beat the Nets last night. This is why they went out there and they beat the Nets. They came together and they played as a team. They played as a team, and they're doing a great job. That's what you love to see from teams like this, with great role players. I'd like to see content about your thoughts about on the Thanksgiving Day epic Dallas vs. Giants NFC showdown. Looking forward to see your YouTube analysis. Hey, you know, that's going to be a solid game. Both teams, I do believe, coming into this game, I think 7-3, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. Both teams are coming into this game at 7-3. I'm doing it right now while we have the time for a commercial, but both teams coming in this game at 7-3. But at the end of the day, like in terms of like how the teams are, I really think this is a game that Dallas is going to pull off to make every Dallas fan's Thanksgiving nice and happy so they can enjoy the moment. And you know what? I'm going to hate it later. I don't want any of these teams to win because both Dallas and the Giants, they are both tied in terms of a record right now at 7-3. So what I want these teams to do, I want these two teams to tie on Thanksgiving. I want them to tie on Thanksgiving. I want them to tie. I don't want any of these teams to win. But the team I hate more is obviously Dallas. I don't want either one of these teams to win, but I hate Dallas more. So, you never know what's going to happen, but at the end of the day, let's see what happens, man. Guys, what's the score? The score right now, man, is 51-44. Sixers lead by 7 with 2:50 left to go here in the first half. Milton shooting the and one free throw. That is good. Sixers were in the bonus right there. 2:50 left as the Hornets will now take possession. Here we go. As Terry Rozier with the ball, matching it with Shake Milton, kicks it out to Kelly Oubre. Oubre gets this over to Mason Plumlee, down to McDaniels. Getting this over to P.J. Washington, out to McDaniels for 3. That is good for Jaden McDaniels. Or rather, Jalen McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels is on the Timberwolves, I do believe. If not there, he's on the Jazz on that Rudy Gobert trade. But here's Tobias Harris with the ball. Harris backing in, looking, dancing, kicks out to Shake Milton. Milton back to Harris. Harris has to release the shot. Harris, the shot for 2. No good, and Mason Plumlee gets the rebound. Plumlee gets this over to P.J. Washington, dropping it back over to Plumlee. Plumlee kicks it out to McDaniels for 3. That's way off target by McDaniels, and we're going the other way with this. Tobias Harris has it. Harris gets this over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton drops it down to Milton for 3. That is way off target and rebounded by the Hornets. Rozier brings the spot on the other end. Rozier lays it up, but this will be an offensive foul here against Terry Rozier for the contact that he made on Shake Milton. Why wouldn't that be great if they tied? So much more drama. Between the Giants fans and the Dallas fans, absolutely. I would love the game to end in a tie. I hate Dallas more than I hate the Giants. I hate them both. I hate them both, but I hate the Cowboys more, obviously. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I want that game to end in a tie. Here we go. Here's Shake Milton coming inside, dropping it down to Paul Reed. Reed putting in the layup, and that is good for Paul Reed. Paul Reed's composure the last few games has definitely been something special to watch, as Kate Scott said as well. As Rozier kicks it out to Oubre, back to Rozier. Rozier out to P.J. Washington in the corner, and that is good for P.J. Washington. Hornets trying to keep up with the Sixers right now in the first half. 1 minute left here between the Sixers and the Hornets in the first half of this one in Charlotte. Milton gets this over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton, the 2-point shot, no good. Too far towards the back of the rim, rebounded by the Sixers. P.J. Tucker kicking this out to DeAnthony Melton. Melton gets this over to Tobias Harris. Harris matching up with Gordon Hayward. Harris backing in, spinning, putting up a 2. No good, rebounded by Mason Plumlee here for the Hornets. Plumlee dropping it down to Rozier. Rozier, the 3-point shot. That's good. And we have ourselves a 1-point game here in the first half. Sixers players are probably gassed right now. They are probably so gassed. It's not even funny. Sixers players are probably gassed right now. Sixers are 0 for 6 from 3 in the quarter. And the Hornets are 3 for 6 from 3-point range in this quarter. As Melton, with the ball coming inside, Melton has to take the shot for 2. No good. That comes up short. And Terry Rozier gets the rebound. Paul Reed's going to pick it up. And he'll lose it again. Rozier picks it up now. Kicks down the corner for 3. And that will be no good by Kelly Oubre Jr. But we have ourselves a ball game here in Charlotte. The Philadelphia 76ers will lead it by 1 here over the Charlotte Hornets, 54-53, as we take it to halftime here on the day before Thanksgiving. As 54-53 is your halftime score. Guys, I am very sure the Sixers players are really just like gassed. They're so tired right now. The first quarter was great by the Sixers. I loved what I saw in the first quarter. In fact, we go ahead and sorry about that, guys. I think I accidentally hit a button that made myself go out of the studio. But as I was saying before, we got a 1-point ball game here. The Sixers players are probably so gassed since they only have like 10 players available. But all these players are just finding a way to make it, like a somewhat close game here against the Hornets, which I'm glad they're showing on the effort. But I want to see the Sixers players come out here and still continue to dominate this ball game. As we're going to look over the halftime stats right now for both teams and then the team stats, and we'll take the halftime break. As for your Philadelphia 76ers in terms of the scoring, DeAnthony Melton leads the way with 13 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. Following that is Montrezl Harrell with 12 points and 2 rebounds. Shake Milton with 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Tobias Harris with 8 points and 3 rebounds. Furkan Korkmaz with 5 points, no rebounds, and an assist. Paul Reed with 4 points and 4 rebounds. And then Georges Niang with 3 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Slow start for Georges Niang, but that is how your first half scoring ends off for your Philadelphia 76ers. Now over to the Charlotte Hornets now. P.J. Washington leading the way for the Charlotte Hornets with 12 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. Nick Richards off the bench with 10 points and 5 rebounds. Terry Rozier with 8 points, a rebound, and 4 assists. Jalen McDaniels with 7 points straight up. Mason Plumlee with 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Gordon Hayward with 4 points, no rebounds, and 2 assists. Dennis Smith Jr. went to the locker room towards the end of the first half, but so far has 2 points, no rebounds, and 2 assists. And then Kai Jones with 2 points and a rebound to end off the first half for the Charlotte Hornets. Now over to the team stats now. The Philadelphia 76ers are shooting the ball 45.5% from the field to the Charlotte Hornets 46.7%. The Philadelphia 76ers are shooting the ball 21.4% from three-point range to the Charlotte Hornets 28.6%. The Sixers are shooting a perfect 11 for 11 from the free throw line to the Charlotte Hornets 58.3%. They are 7 for 12 from the free throw line. Sixers are out-rebounding the Charlotte Hornets right now, 25-20, and both teams are tied on offensive rebounds right now with 4 offensive rebounds each. The Charlotte Hornets with more assists in this game, 13-9. Both teams with 2 blocks in the first half. Sixers with more steals than the Charlotte Hornets in the first half, 5-2. And then for maybe the first time ever to end off the first half that I have ever done a game, both teams each with 8 turnovers. So the turnover battle in this game right now is tied, ending off the first half. Charlotte Hornets with more points in the paint than the Philadelphia 76ers, 24-22, and a total of 21 personal fouls called, 12 personals on the Sixers, and 9 personals on the Charlotte Hornets. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the halftime stats on that note. Appreciate the 17 people still sticking around in the chat. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take the halftime break on that note. For you guys that are new that came in here earlier, if you guys are still in here, man, how it works is that we take the halftime break after we look over the first half stats. Go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you guys need to do in order to get ready for the second half of this game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Charlotte Hornets. And, ladies and gentlemen, this should be a good finish. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all back here for the second half. All right, guys, I'm back in probably one of the most craziest way possible with me having to change the scoreboard to the third quarter, and me having to go out of the studio, come back in the studio, and have that still running. So we're back now, ready for the third quarter. Appreciate the 11 people still sticking through. And yeah, let's get ready for the third quarter, man. Also, if you guys have not done so, go ahead and follow me on Twitter with the handle being right here, and then same with the Instagram handle right here. Go ahead and follow me on both social media platforms. Trying to gain a community, man. So there's more than one place to follow me on social media. Obviously, you have YouTube for me, but go ahead and follow me on both Twitter and Instagram. As here we go. The second half is officially underway here in Charlotte. Terry Rozier brings this ball down the floor, gets this out to Gordon Hayward. Hayward matching up with PJ Tucker, coming inside. Hayward lobbing this up for Plumlee, who cannot put it in right off the bat. Plumlee matching up with PJ Tucker, dropping it down to Rozier. Rozier, the reverse layup is good past PJ Tucker. And just like that, to begin the second half, the Charlotte Hornets will have the lead. Here we go. Here's Shake Milton with the ball. Milton looking, coming inside. Milton spinning. Milton kicks it out to DeAnthony Melton. Melton kicks it out to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell down to Milton. Milton taking a three-point shot. That is good for Shake Milton. And Shake Milton with a big-time response. And here we go. Here's Rozier getting served to Mason Plumlee. Plumlee putting one up for two. That's no good. And is rebounded by the Sixers with Shake Milton getting the rebound. Milton with the ball coming inside. Milton kicks it out to Tucker. Back out to Milton. Milton on the pump fake. Milton taking another three. That's no good for Shake Milton. It's rebounded by the Hornets. Gordon Hayward gets it down the other end, but has to face it against Tobias Harris. Kicking this out to Terry Rozier. Rozier, the two-pointer, rolls around the rim, and that is good for Terry Rozier in one of the craziest ways possible, with the ball rolling around the rim and going in just like that. There we go. Melton gets it over to Milton. Back to Melton. Melton coming inside. Melton puts one up for two, and that is good for DeAnthony Melton. DeAnthony Melton has been a quality role player ever since getting in the starting lineup. True plays Maxey and or Harden, if it is the case, as PJ Tucker gets in with Terry Rozier, but gets a little too much as he will be called for the foul. Foul called against PJ Tucker. Trying to stay aggressive, but at the same time, he's a little too aggressive because he keeps making contact with the players when you cannot do that. As Gordon Hayward brings this inside, puts one up for two. That is not even close, and Tobias Harris gets the rebound. Harris with the ball. Coming inside. Harris, the reverse layup is good for Tobias Harris. That's one the Sixers were looking for right there as the Sixers go back up by 4. Rozier with the ball gets it out to Kelly Oubre. Oubre gets it over to Gordon Hayward. Hayward kicks it out to Terry Rozier. Rozier matching up with Tobias Harris. Rozier going step back two. High arcing deuce. No good. Rebounded by Montrezl Harrell for the Sixers, who will get this out to DeAnthony Melton. Melton gets this over to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell directing all kinds of traffic, gets out to Melton. Melton gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris gets it out to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell gets it over to Melton. Melton taking a three. That's no good. And Shake Milton hustling for the rebound does get it. Milton gets over to Harris, who will take a two-handed jam for the Sixers. And Tobias Harris with 2 more points on the board. Paul Reed saying, everyone, take a step back. Let's not get excited now. Everyone get close to the bench. As Rozier gets this over to P.J. Washington. Washington puts one up for 2. That's no good. And is rebounded by the Sixers. Melton picks up the rebound here for Philly. Brings it down the other end. Melton gets it out to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell gets it. Actually fakes it over to Shake Milton. Gets it out to DeAnthony Melton. Melton flipping out to Harrell. And that's a turnover for the Sixers. Kelly Oubre now has the ball. Oubre taking a three from the top of the key. No good. And he gets his own rebound. Oubre dropping it down for Gordon Hayward. Tucker trying to get it. Cannot do so. Kicks out to Rozier for 3. And that's no good for Terry Rozier, and is rebounded by the Sixers. Montrezl Harrell picking up that rebound. Over to Milton, over to Tobias Harris. Harris dealing with the double team, kicks it out to Shake Milton. Out to DeAnthony Melton in the corner for 3. That's no good, and Montrezl getting the rebound. Shred's putting one up for 2. It's no good, but he'll head to the line for 2 more free throws. Montrezl Harrell doing a nice job. As a very good role player, doing a great job, man. You know the Sixers fans are happy as they're staring at it on the bench. Or it's like, everyone back up. Don't get on the court. And don't pull off what a coach would do, says Paul Reed. Or he said, everyone get back. First one from Montrezl Harrell at the line is good. I'm telling you guys, man, Montrezl Harrell has really stepped it up from the free throw line this year. Because not a lot of centers are able to shoot it from the free throw line at a very high percentage. And you don't expect a backup center like Montrezl Harrell to come and step up to the free throw line and start knocking down free throws. This year, he has stepped up and has knocked down his free throws. That's what I love this year about Montrezl Harrell. Second one is good for Montrez. I think something different for Montrezl Harrell is that he has started to arc these free throw shots a little bit higher as Rozier brings this ball down the other end. Rozier kicks it out to P.J. Washington. Washington out to Gordon Hayward shooting the 3. That's good for Gordon Hayward. But Montrezl Harrell overall has just really stepped up from the free throw line. That's what I really like about this guy off the bench as a backup to Joel Embiid when everyone's healthy. And Milton's going to lose the ball, and he won't even try to kick it out because he probably knew he was going to step out of bounds, and it's going to go the other way. Hornets ball here. Sixers lead it by 5, 65-60. Here's Terry Rozier bringing the ball down the other end. Rozier gets this over to Mason Plumlee. Plumlee spinning. Plumlee kicks it out to P.J. Washington. Washington matching up with Tobias. Gets it over to Plumlee. Plumlee, the 2 is no good, and Montrezl Harrell gets the rebound. Gets it out to DeAnthony Melton. And a timeout will be called. Trying to see who a timeout was called by in this case. And a timeout will actually be called here by Doc Rivers. Timeout will be called here by Doc Rivers. Probably just to, make a lineup change and maybe talk with his players a little bit. But we'll see, man. But yeah, man, overall, Sixers are doing a great job right now. Guys, I appreciate the 18 people still up in here. Appreciate everybody that's been tuning in, man. This stream should probably honestly have over 200 views by the time this stream ends. You guys are here to support, and that's what we try to build. We try to build a great community, and I say we are building it very well. So I again appreciate all your guys' support. But yeah, guys, Sixers doing a great job. Dockers might want to talk some things over, might want to make a lineup change. We'll see what happens. I don't know what Doc Rivers wants to do here, but whatever he does do, hopefully the Sixers players will find a way to take advantage of it. But yeah, guys, again, shout out to the 15 people in the chat. If y'all not done so, man, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And everyone continue to share out the stream so we can continue to bring more viewers up in the chat, man. Let's go. Blake, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Said you need the live stats up, my man. I don't have the ability to do that right now, man, because I'm not using my computer for this stuff. I'm using my phone for this. I normally use like a computer for something just to put the stats up, but I don't actually have them up on the screen because then I'd have to get a green screen, a whole new camera for this stuff. And you know what, man? I don't want to have to deal with all this technology and everything. But Blake, just appreciate you for coming through, my guy. If you haven't done so, my man, hit that like button on the stream. And since they're done right now, your account, hit that subscribe button as well. But yeah, man. Yeah, man, here we go. Shake Milton in the last 4 games has been really productive and has been in double digits the last 4 games. Tonight, he has 12 points. Last night against Brooklyn, he had 16. And in the last 2 games, he had 27 points and 15 points. Anthony Melton gets this over to Shake Milton. Milton lobs up for Montrezl Harrell, and Harrell is able to get this to go for 2. Montrezl Harrell. That is, did they just say 16 for Montrezl Harrell? That is insane. Here we go. Here's Mason Plumlee with the ball. Plumlee gets it over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre getting this over to Mason Plumlee, who will reverse dunk this for 2 with 2 hands. Shocker. Mason Plumlee, with all the reflexes, able to get another one to go for 2. Here we go. Shake Milton currently standing at the logo right now with the ball. Gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris going to go ahead and shoot a 3. That's no good. Tucker trying to get the rebound. Tucker does get the rebound, but is surrounded by P.J. Washington. Gets it out to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell gets it over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton coming inside, kicking it out to Harris. Out to Tucker in the corner for 3. That's no good for P.J. Tucker. And is rebounded here by the Charlotte Hornets by Mason Plumlee, who will get this over to Terry Rozier. Rozier kicks this out to Kelly Oubre. Gets it over to Gordon Hayward. Hayward looking. Dancing is Gordon Hayward. Looking for his options. Gets it over to Terry Rozier. Rozier gets it out to Kelly Oubre. Oubre coming inside. Oubre with the underhand layup is good, and he'll head to the line for 1 more. And the Hornets are finding their way back in after they were down by 1 at the half. And the foul called between Tobias Harris and DeAnthony Melton. It might just be a team foul, not going to be on a specific player because both 2 players did it. So it might just be a team foul. And the and one for Kelly Oubre is good at the line. So yet again, it is a 2-point game here in Charlotte, 67-65. Here we go. Shake Milton with the ball. Milton looking. Milton looking for his options around screen. Gets over to Tobias Harris. Harris saying, get out of my way. And we're going to go the other way as this is an offensive foul called on Tobias. And Tobias Harris is like, come on, man. I didn't mean to do it. And that was a clear foul by Tobias Harris against Kelly Oubre. And now he's having a little pep talk here with the male ref, with one of the officials here. Paul Reed and George Niang to check back into the game. Tobias Harris to... Is he going to the bench? No, so it looks like we're going to continue to play small ball here with Paul Reed, as Gordon Hayward's going to launch up a 2-point shot. That was nearly airball, but Plumlee gets the rebound, though, for the Hornets. And as Plumlee was falling out of bounds, the Hornets were trying to call timeout, could not get it off in time. Again, guys, Dennis Smith did get injured, so he went to the locker room towards the end of the first half. Again, guys, prayers up to Dennis Smith. Hopefully everything's okay with him. Never wishing an injury on any player by any means. Even if it's the opposing team or a team that you really hate, you never wish an injury on any player by any means. And here we go. Doc Rivers having that conversation now. Let's go, Doc. Keep talking that smack. Keep talking. Rivers like, let's go. Let's play like us. I believe DeAnthony Melton, I think he checked back in if he wasn't in already. But here we go. Here's Shake Milton with the ball down the floor. Gets served to Tobias Harris. Harris gets it out to Korkmaz for 3. And that's no good for Fergal Korkmaz, and is rebounded by the Hornets. Gordon Hayward brings this ball down the other end. Hayward kicks it out to Kelly Oubre, and that's a travel. You can't travel. You can't travel. Just simply can't do that, man. And here we go. Korkmaz gets this over to Shake Milton. Milton with the layup is no good, and Paul Reed cannot get the rebound. It's rebounded by the Hornets. Number 9 gets it out to Kelly Oubre for 3, and that is airballed by Kelly Oubre, and we're going the other way with it. But here we go, man. Under 4:40 left here in the third quarter. Milton looking for his options, gets out to Furkan Korkmaz. Korkmaz going to his right. Korkmaz trying to drop it down to Paul Reed. Reed does not get on top of it. It's a miscommunication. McDaniels has it. Gets out to Oubre for 2, and that is good for Kelly Oubre, and he heads to the line for 1 more. And the Hornets with an opportunity to take a 1-point lead here. As looks like yet again, this is a foul on Paul Reed. Korkmaz tried to either get this out to Paul Reed or Tobias Harris. Ends up getting into the hands of McDaniels, who got over to Oubre for 2, and he makes it and goes to the line for 1 more. Rough for Paul Reed, man. Rough for Paul Reed. But Kelly Oubre not having the best of performances. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 3 for 9 from the field. This one for Kelly Oubre is good at the line for his 8th point of the night and the 1-point lead here for the Charlotte Hornets. Here we go. Shake Milton. The ball gets over to Furkan Korkmaz. Korkmaz gets it over to Niang. Niang on the pump fake. Niang gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris saying, get out of my way. And Harris will get this to go for 2 to end the field goal drought. They didn't score for like 2 minutes and 45 seconds before that point. And here we go. Here's Gordon Hayward with the ball. Hayward coming inside. Hayward looking. Gets over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre matching up with George Niang. Oubre, the 2-point shot is airballed, but it is rebounded, and no foul is called on the Sixers whatsoever. Milton gets out to Harris for 3, and that's no good for Tobias Harris, and is rebounded by the Hornets. And the whistle on Niang for the foul, and that'll be the 4th on Niang tonight. They'll have this one go the other way and go with the Hornets here. Tobias putting up some solid numbers tonight. You know, it is what it is as Hayward gets us out to McDaniels, gets it over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre gets us over to Nick Richards. Richards gets it over to Gordon Hayward. Hayward kicks it out to number 9 for 2. That's no good. And is rebounded by the Sixers. Paul Reed picking up the rebound. Tobias gets over to Milton. Back to Tobias. Harris trying to look. Gets it out to Shake Milton. Milton gets it out. And a foul is called here against the Hornets. So McDaniels being called for the foul here for the Charlotte Hornets. So it looks like DeAnthony Melton's coming back into this game to replace Shake Milton. As Shake Milton will head to the bench here. DeAnthony Melton's been really productive the last few games. I expect him to continue to be productive in the second half, as this shot by Tobias Harris no good for 3 and is rebounded by the Charlotte Hornets. And here we go. Nick Richards gets us over to P.J. Washington. Washington gets us out here to Terry Rozier. Rozier taking a 3-point shot. No good. Too hard off the back of the rim and missed, and rebounded by the Sixers. Melton gets it over to Harris. Harris putting in the layup. That is good for Tobias Harris. And looks like 16 points for Tobias Harris tonight, according to Kate Scott. As the reverse layup is no good that time around by number 9. Nick Richards puts it back. And that'll count, and that'll be an and 1 opportunity as well for Nick Richards, as he'll head to the line for 1 more. Foul called on Tobias Harris. 2.5 minutes left here in the third. And this is going to be a fight to the finish, is what it is looking like right now. This is going to be a fight to the finish, ladies and gentlemen. When the Charlotte Hornets were favored by... When the Sixers must have saw what the spread was on this game, which was 4.5 points in favor of the Charlotte Hornets. It was a thought, hey, our players, we need to come out here, do our job like what we did last night against Brooklyn. And so far they're doing a good job right now, but they have to find a way to continue to compete with this nearly healthy Hornets team. If the Hornets went ahead and had LaMelo Ball in this game, I would throw in the white flag right now and say that the Sixers would lose this game. I would throw in the white flag. QC, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through. Sid mentioned the score more often. I'll try my best, my guy. I'll try my best, my man. It is a close game right now, so I'll try my best to mention the score more often. But appreciate you for coming through, my guy. If you haven't done so, my guy, hit that like button on the stream And since I don't recognize your account, my guy, hit that subscribe button as well. QC said you're doing great. Appreciate that, my guy. Appreciate that. Appreciate you for supporting. But yeah, guys, we're almost back up to 30 people in this chat. This is absurd and this is insane. But yeah, guys, this is a tough and competitive game right now. This is going to be one of those grinded out finishes between the Sixers and the Hornets. It's probably how this game is going to turn out. But we'll see how we finish this game out, man. We're to find out how this game finishes. But yeah, guys, it's probably about to be one of those games where the Sixers get in a grinded out win with just like 10 or 9 players for the team. Tobias Harris with 16 points tonight with 4 rebounds, 8 for 16 from the field. That's actually a pretty solid night from Tobias Harris. He needs to keep providing that. I know he's breaking up a sweat. I know he's probably exhausted from all the work he has done, but he needs to keep it going. Nick Richards back on the floor, getting ready for the and 1 opportunity. Nick Richards so far in this game with 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 4% from the field. Sixers currently lead it by 1 now, 71-70. And Nick Richards will now tie it up at 71 points apiece with 2.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. And here we go as DeAnthony Melton will bring this ball down the floor for the Sixers. Melton going to his right. Melton looking. Melton kicks it out to George Niang. Niang kicks it out to Korkmaz. Korkmaz back to Niang. Niang coming inside. Niang pulling one up for 2, and that will rim out for George Niang. Niang was robbed on one and is rebounded by the Hornets. Number 9 will kick it out to P.J. Washington for 2, and that is good for P.J. Washington. And just like that, the Charlotte Hornets will take the lead 73-71 with under 2 minutes left. Paul Reed with the ball here, gets it over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton gets in between 2 defenders, gets it over to Paul Reed. Reed trying to make players jump and does so and ties this one up at 73 points apiece with the layup right there by Paul Reed off the backboard. Here we go. Here's number 9 getting this out to McDaniels. McDaniels gets it out to P.J. Washington, shooting a 3. That is good for P.J. Washington to respond just like that. 76-73, and the Charlotte Hornets have the lead yet again. With 1:20 left here in the third quarter, Melton kicks out to Tobias Harris in the corner for 3, and that's no good. Nick Richards gets the rebound. We will get this out to Terry Rozier. Rozier going to get this down to McDaniels. McDaniels coming inside. McDaniels putting up a 2, and that is good for Jalen McDaniels. 1 minute left here, and the Hornets lead it by 5. Hornets on a 10-2 run in the last minute and 35 seconds. Melton currently standing at the logo right now. Melton coming inside. Melton needs points for the Sixers, puts one up for 2, and that is good for DeAnthony Melton. That was one the Sixers needed right there, and they needed that to go, and Melton gets it to go and responds immediately. Here we go. Hornets trying to set up the offense here. I believe that is Terry Rozier spinning around Paul Reed. Will be knocked to the floor, and Paul Reed said, "Get that weak stuff out of here." That doesn't happen in Charlotte. I don't care if we're on the road. That doesn't happen around in your stadium. Paul Reed said, "Get that weak stuff out of here." That's 4 personal fouls now for Paul Reed, and apparently we're going to keep him in this game. I don't know if they're going to put Montrez back in, as the first one is missed for Terry Rozier at the line. Not sure if they're making an adjustment. Looks like they're going to put Daniel House back into the game to replace Tobias Harris. Hopefully Daniel House can give the Sixers some sort of points here. As Terry Rozier go ahead and shoot the second one at the line. Terry Rozier with 12 points, 5 assists, and 5 for 14 from the field. Second one is good for Terry Rozier at the line. And the Charlotte Hornets will lead it by 4, 79-75, with under 30 seconds left here in the third. As DeAnthony Melton will have the ball. Melton looking for his options, trying to trying to plan out the entire offense here. Melton looking. Melton taking a three at the top of the key. No good. Paul Reed gets the rebound. Reed putting one up for two, and that's an air ball. And the Hornets will get the rebound. 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 9 taking the two. No good. But the Charlotte Hornets coming back and taking a 4-point lead here on the Philadelphia 76ers to end off the third quarter, 79-75 as we head to the fourth with the Sixers down by 4. But yeah, guys, so far it's looked like one of these games where the Sixers could grind this one out and find a way to win. QC says, what you've witnessed so far, do you think the Sixers will win this game? I think they still have a chance to, but they need to come out with everything that they've got here in the fourth quarter. They need to come out here with everything they've got. Because maybe the Hornets have figured out what the Sixers are doing right now with Doc Rivers, with all these role players. Maybe the Hornets have figured it out, which I hope they have not figured it out yet. But I think the Sixers do still have a chance, but we need to come out here and give it everything we have in us, give it everything we got. We have to come out here and play like us. We have to show why we are our record right now with a winning record after coming off a big win over the Brooklyn Nets with like 10 players last night. And we need to show why we're going to find a way to do it with about 10 or 9 players in this game tonight. So we got to find a way. We better not lose to a tanking team. That's true, too. Their record is pretty bad. They have a record of 4-14 right now. And that's true. It better not be what we did against the San Antonio Spurs the other night. But, I mean, they have a better team than the Spurs, in my opinion, to be completely honest, ever since the Spurs went ahead and did that DeJounte Murray trade. As the fourth quarter is underway here, so here we go. Daniel House gets it over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton going to spin around the screen. Melton gets it over to George Niang. Niang coming inside. Niang with the layup. No good, and the Hornets are able to get the rebound with Nick Richards. Terry Rozier going to go ahead and set up the entire offense. Rozier with the ball. Rozier getting double teamed. Almost behind half court. For backcourt violation, gets over to McDaniels, out to Gordon Hayward. And we're going the other way. Offensive foul on the Hornets. And Doc Rivers says, let's go. Let's keep up the rhythm and let's do what we need to do. Gordon Hayward with the tape on the shoulder. Missing about 8 games with that, I think is what Kate Scott said. As Melton gets over to Niang for 3. That goes too far off the back of the rim and misses. And the Hornets will go ahead and get the rebound. Rozier with the ball. We'll flip this up to McDaniels for 3. That's no good. And Niang able to flip it out to Paul Reed for the rebound, who will get it over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton going to take a 3. That's good for DeAnthony Melton. Sixers need to get right back in this game, and Melton's trying to make sure they do that. As the Sixers are down by 1, 79-78. P.J. Washington gets it over to Gordon Hayward, over to Nick Richards. Richards matching up with Paul Reed. Richards looking for his options. Richards being guarded by Paul Reed still gets out to P.J. Washington. Washington coming inside for 2, and that is no good, and Niang keeps it in, and the Sixers get the rebound. Daniel House bringing the ball down the other end here for Philly. House going to his right. House going to look for his options. Just going to come inside. House going to flip it out to Niang. Niang back out to Daniel House. Over to Furkan Korkmaz. Korkmaz gets it over to Paul Reed. Back to Korkmaz. Korkmaz will kick it out to Niang in the corner for three. That's going to come out short. Paul Reed trying to get the rebound, but will fall to the floor and will be fouled. And Paul Reed is hurt. That is a rough fall right there for Paul Reed. Looks like it's somewhere on his upper body where he got hurt. And he is just rolling on the court right now by any means. And that is a huge collision. Oh, probably somewhere on his back. Between the back and his right arm or elbow was where he got hurt. And Doctor was like, come on, man. And this is not good. Paul Reed is still on the floor. Paul Reed's still on the court. Jonathan. What? I didn't even think I said Jonathan again. Paul Reed's still on the floor, guys. This is not good. Oh, man, dude. You better not have to play Montrezl Harrell the rest of this game. Because, dude, Montrezl Harrell is going to be freaking gassed. Dude, Montrezl is going to be gassed by the end of this game. If we have to go ahead. We have to go ahead and play him. Paul Reed's down and in pain, man. Like, why to us Philly fans must this happen? Why? To us. Why to us must this happen? This is ridiculous. Like, seriously, man. This is crazy. First, we have three of our starters go down with Embiid, Maxey, and James Harden. Then we have Jaden Springer out with like a quad injury. We have Thibault out with an injury now. And now we have Paul Reed on the court. Like, this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. This is at this point just getting really sickening to me right now, man. This is just such a habit. Like, why are we getting so injured? It makes no sense. Oh my gosh, dude. Please tell me Paul Reed's okay, but it's not looking good, man. I am praying. Please get up, Paul Reed. Please get up. Please get up, Paul Reed. Paul Reed's been too valuable as of late, man. We can't lose him. QC said the process lives. I hope everyone's okay. Me too. I hope everyone's okay as well. But please tell me Paul Reed's okay. Please tell me Paul Reed got up. All right, so Paul Reed looks like he's okay. He was able to walk off the floor, and he's actually still on the court, so he is perfectly fine. As Niang will get this with a one-handed jackhammer, and he'll head to the line. Or rather, my mistake, Niang apparently traveled, I think. I thought Niang was fouled, and he headed to the line for one more. But turns out we're going the other way with it, as Hayward gets this over to Terry Rozier. Rozier going to his right. Rozier almost with a half-court violation. And Richards for two, that's no good. And Daniel House getting the rebound. And gets it out to Shake Milton. Milton going to his left, coming inside. Milton kicks it out to Paul Reed, out to Niang. Niang, the three-point shot. That's good for George Niang. And just like that, the Sixers will retake the lead by 2 with 9:20 left here in the fourth quarter, 81-79. Number 9 gets it out to Gordon Hayward, who gets it over to PG Washington, back over to Hayward for 3. That's no good, and Niang gets the rebound. Out to Furkan Korkmaz. Korkmaz bringing the ball down the floor, gets it over to Daniel House. Daniel House with the dunk, and we're going the other way, unfortunately, as another offensive foul called against the Sixers. And here we go. We're going the other way here. 9 minutes left in the fourth. Sixers up by 2, 81-79. Rozier going to lose it against Daniel House. We'll get it out to Nick Richards. Getting this out to number 9. Back out to Nick Richards again. And a foul called here against George Niang. And Niang's like, what do I have to do, man? He's like, come on, man. What do I have to do? That's number 5 on George Niang. And with the very little depth the Sixers have, Doc Rivers officially makes the switch and puts P.J. Tucker back in. We're really going to need some help to finish this. Here we go. Kelly Oubre inbounds us here to Terry Rozier. Rozier going to his left, matching up with P.J. Tucker. Rozier gets over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre matching up with Daniel House. Oubre gets it over to number 9. Number 9 puts it up for 2, and that's no good, and that's a shot clock violation. Either way, I think the Sixers were going to get it. Number 9, Maladon. I thought that number 9 was Bouknight, James Bouknight, but Maladon is number 9 for Charlotte as Shake Milton gets this over to Furkan Korkmaz. Korkmaz trying to lay it up, and Nick Richards says, get that out of here. That's weak stuff. Not in our wheelhouse, you're putting that in, Furkan, is what Nick Richards is saying to Furkan Korkmaz right now. Even though the Sixers will keep it, Paul Reed to go to the bench and Montrezl Harrell to get back in. Shake Milton inbounds to the Korkmaz. Korkmaz releases it quick, and it's rebounded by the Hornets after a quick shot by Korkmaz. Terry Rozier with the ball. Rozier getting this over to Nick Richards for 2, and that is good for Nick Richards. It's going to be one of these games, man. I'm just telling you. It's going to be one of these games. As Milton kicks it out to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell gets it over to Shake Milton. Milton. Layup is no good. And no goaltending. A foul here, though, on Nick Richards. And now Shake Milton slow to get up. How many more injuries can we have? At least Shake Milton gets up on his own ground here. Nick Richards knocking down Shake Milton. That's number 3 on Nick Richards tonight. It's about to be one of these nights, man. It's about to be one of these nights where it's going to have to be one of these grinded out games. First one for Shake Milton at the line is no good. Come on, Shake. You got to be better than that. Looks like P.J. Washington goes out of the game here. Kai Jones back into the game here for the Hornets. Second one for Shake Milton at the line is good that time. So just like that, the Philadelphia 76ers will take the lead back by 182-81. Here we go. Rozier getting this over to Kai Jones. Jones gets this over to Maladon. Maladon kicks it out to Kai Jones. Jones taking the 2-point shot. That's good for Kai Jones. Shake Milton with the ball, bringing this ball down the other end. Milton looking for his options, setting up the offense. Milton looking. Tries to kick it out to Korkmaz, and that's intercepted. Maladon gets that to go for 2, and that is good. Timeout called by Doc Rivers. And the Hornets up in front by 3 now, 85-82, 7:20 left in the fourth. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, I accidentally clicked onto one of my notifications that came up. But still, man, shout out to the 30 people we still got grinding it out with this game. A game against the Charlotte Hornets in the second of a back-to-back. We have 30 people tuning into this. Appreciate everybody. But yeah, guys, it's going to be one of these grinded out games. The Hornets lead it by 3. Sixers in a tight spot, man. But yeah, man, Sixers down by 3 right now in the fourth quarter with 7:20 left to go, 85-82. This is going to be a tight finish. It's not how you start to this point, man. It's how you finish. It's been turnovers left and right for the Sixers. But the Sixers have not been that great from 3 in this game. I got to be better in making their shots, but it is what it is. We got to find a way to come out here, take the win with Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, and all these role players, man. We got to find a way. I got money on this game, LOL. Luka chill. Hornets probably win 105-102. We'll see what happens, man. But yeah, man, here we go. 7:20 left here. But yeah, man, 7:20 left to go. Sixers shooting the ball just 20% from three-point range. And another turnover by the Sixers. Maladon putting in the underhand layup, and that is good. Here we go. Here's Montrezl Harrell bringing this ball down the other end after the turnover by the Sixers. Gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris coming inside. Harris looking for his options. Gets it over to Shake Milton. Milton needing points for the Sixers, and Milton gets 2 that the Sixers need. The Sixers needed that bucket. Lucas said, "What? It's true, but they may come back." We'll see, man. We'll see. Here we go. Here's Maladon with the ball. Maladon coming inside. Maladon drops it down to Nick Richards, and that will be kicked out to Kelly Oubre. Oubre putting up a 2. That's no good. Oubre getting his own rebound and putting that back for 2 is Kelly Oubre. Leads back up to 5 for the Hornets with 6:20 left. Here we go. Here's DeAnthony Melton with the ball. Melton matching up with Terry Rozier. Melton going to his left, now his right. Melton still looking, gets it out to Montrezl Harrell. Out to Shake Milton, who's wide open for 3, and that's no good, and it's rebounded by the Hornets. Come on, guys. We need buckets. We need points. Rozier kicks it out to Oubre. Gets out to Terry Rozier. Gets out to Kelly Oubre. Oubre going step back 3. No good. Rebounded by the Sixers with Montrezl Harrell. Said, never mind. No comeback. There's still time on the clock, man. We'll see. As Montrezl Harrell with the ball, tries to get it over Shake Milton, and that is yet again stolen by the Hornets. And Oubre is able to put that in for 2. And the Sixers at this point are really just down in the dumps right now with this game. Under 5:20 left. They're down by 7. Sixers need points immediately. Melton with the ball. Melton looking. Kicks it out to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell looking. Kicks it out to DeAnthony Melton. Melton looking. Gets inside. Puts up a 2. It's no good. And is rebounded yet again by the Hornets. Guys, we need to pick up these rebounds. Rozier with the ball. Rozier, the 2 is good. Jeez Louise. Everything going the Hornets' way here, man. We're about to do the same thing we did against the Spurs. We're about to do the same thing. Lose to a choking team. Whoop-de-doo. What do you know? Just a slight bit. Not that much, though. Right? Tobias better start doing something, man. This man is supposed to be our first option on the team with Embiid, Maxey, and Harden all out of the lineup. Tobias is supposed to be our number one option. We're seriously about to do what we did against the San Antonio Spurs and overlook them and lose to them. That's seriously what we're about to do right now. Are you kidding me? That is seriously what we're about to do in this one. Yeah, man, I know. Hornets have a 7-point lead. I know. Don't get me started. Jeez. This is rough, man. This is absolutely rough. Say rough one, man. Charlotte Hornets right now on a 14-3 scoring run. Or rather 9. Fortunately, he's a first-half player. He's got to show up in the second half, man. As Milton with the ball, Milton taking a 2, and that one is good for Shake Milton. Finally, a bucket goes in for the Sixers. Sixers need some more of those to have any chance at winning this one. Under 4.5 minutes left. Rozier with the ball. Rozier gets it out to P.J. Washington. Washington spinning, puts one up for 2. That's no good. Tucker tries to get the rebound, but it's actually rebounded by Shake Milton. Milton. Actually, when Maladon gets over to Niang. Niang the fake. Tries to get out to Tobias Harris. And it'll go out of bounds by Kelly Oubre. Sixers need points, and they need them bad. Yep, 86-93. I know, man. I know. As they'll inbound here from Niang to Melton, back to Niang, and a travel is called on the Sixers. And Doc Rivers cannot believe this. 6 turnovers in the quarter for the Sixers, just 2 for the Hornets. Here we go. As Rozier gets it over to Oubre, over to Washington. Washington gets it over to Terry Rozier. Rozier spinning, fading. The 2-point shot is good. And now the Hornets lead it by 9. Milton with the ball. Milton looking for his options. Gets over to Niang. Niang taking a high arcing 3. That's good for George Niang. Sixers trying to find their way back in this with under 3.5 minutes left. Niang with a high arcing 3 trying to get back into this. That's just 3 for 7 for the Sixers from 3-point range in the quarter. Hornets are 0 for 4. Maladon gets it over to Plumlee, and Plumlee gets it in for 2. Here we go. Here's D'Anthony Melton with the ball. Gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris matching up with P.J. Washington, looking for his options. Harris getting inside, kicks out to Tucker, out to Milton. Milton back out to Tucker. Tucker taking the 3-pointer, and that's good for P.J. Tucker from the corner. I think that's P.J. Tucker's first bucket of the night. Watching the game, but your commentary is better. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I know the score, man. This team is so inconsistent. It's a new team every game. Too much ISO ball. Exactly. And a turnover by the Hornets. Milton taking this all the way, and we'll take it down the other end. The Sixers are not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. They're down by 3 of the Hornets. 2:20 left in this game. P.J. Washington with the ball gets it over to Terry Rozier. Rozier spinning, gets it back to Washington. Washington out to Oubre. Oubre, the 2 is good. And it's back up to 5 in favor of the Hornets. Here we go. Here's Shake Milton with the ball. Milton gets it out to Niang. Niang back to Milton. Milton coming inside. Milton. The shot is good, and he will go to the line for one more. That was a huge shot by Shake Milton, and he'll head to the line for one more with a chance at a 3-point play. Shake Milton trying to put everything in his power that he can to help the Sixers find a way to get a grind-out win in Charlotte, as the and one opportunity is good for Shake Milton. Big shot. 2-point game here in Charlotte, under a minute 50 left. Terry Rozier with the ball. Rozier matching up with Georges Niang. Rozier, the 2-point shot is good. Off the back of the rim and in it goes. Minute 35 left. Terry Rozier with a big shot. Melton with the ball. Bring it down the other end. And it'll be a kick ball here by the Hornets. With a minute 28 left. Ethan Latzer, what's going, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Said, love the commentary, boss. Keep it up. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Hit that like button. And if you haven't done so since I recognize your account, hit that subscribe button. Here we go. Here's D'Anthony Melton with the ball. Melton flips out to Niang. Niang, another high arcing shot. No good. And no foul called against the Hornets for nearly knocking down P.J. Tucker. Here we go. Here's Terry Rozier with the ball. Rozier matching up with D'Anthony Melton. Rozier looking for his options. Rozier putting it up for 2, and that is good. And Doc Rivers calling another timeout. Sixers might not win this one, man. Mike Coward, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you coming through. Said Tucker at center isn't working. I mean, we don't have that many options to choose from, my guy. I mean, one of them being that Paul Reed's in foul trouble. We can't be playing Montrezl Harrell the entire time. And that P.J. Tucker at times has to go at the 5. But he hasn't played up to the potential that we have expected, to say the least, when it comes to the offense at times. When it all comes down to it, man, P.J. Tucker has been a lot better on defense. But appreciate you for coming through, Mike Howard. If you haven't done so, my guy, hit that like button on the stream. And since I don't recognize your account, my guy, hit that subscribe button as well. Mark Lipko, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. I'm not sure if this comment is talking about the Hornets game or my commentary. Appreciate you for coming through, my guy, and saying very good. Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. If you haven't done so as well, man, hit that like button. And since I don't recognize your account yet again, just like Mike Howard, hit that subscribe button as well. Beluga with the check mark. Glatt, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Sim, my name's Gavin. Love your content, bro. Keep it up. How's your day been? My day's been good, man. Hopefully your day has been good as well. But good to see you here on the channel, my guy. And like the other two people that we just saw in the chat, man, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Since I don't recognize your account, appreciate you for coming through, man. What's up, Belugo? Let us know in the chat, man. Daniel Silver, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. So love your content. Appreciate it. Hit that like button and subscribe. Here we go. Sixers with the ball. Harris a 3 at the top of the key. That's going to come up short, and Plumlee gets the rebound. Here we go. Here's Rozier with the ball. And P.J. Tucker is going to be called for the foul, and Doc Rivers is all up in the conversation as well. And Doc Rivers saying that that's a bunch of BS. Doc Rivers is not happy with this call whatsoever. And it's staying Hornets ball here. P.J. Washington to do the inbound. Lobs it up, gets it into Plumlee. Daniel Silver says near Rozier 3 for $1,000. It is what it is, man. I mean, Rozier's been off to a rough start, was off to a rough start in this game, and now he has come back and showed something in this game as Plumlee makes the first one here for the Hornets. That's my guess what. And the second one is no good for Mason Plumlee at the line. Milton has to bring it down the other end. They got to get it off quick. Niang gets it over to Melton. Melton putting up a short 3, and it's going to go the other way. And that's probably going to do it most likely. And the Sixers will lose the second of a back-to-back here in Charlotte. You do these commentaries every game if so you ever in my subscription. As many times as I can, my guy. Pass intercepted by P.J. Tucker out to Milton over to Niang, out to Harris. Harris going step back three. That's good for Tobias Harris. Sixers trying to stay in this one. But it's going to... I don't really think the Sixers are going to win this one. But by any means, Sixers down by 4 with 24 and a half seconds left. But Ethan Latzer, man, I try to do these for mostly every Sixers game this season. If I have some like personal that's going on, or if I'm wanting to watch every other sporting event, that's when I don't do these games. But I do the majority of these throughout the season. But just appreciate you for coming through, my guy. Hit that subscribe button if you have not done so, my guy, and hit that like button, man. I'm trying to do these for the majority of the time for this season, man. So, but however, Ethan Latzer, I just want to let you know, man, for the next 2 games, I am not going to be doing those because on Friday, having something personal going on, and then on Sunday when the Sixers play after that, then the Eagles game is going to be playing, and I want to watch the Eagles game, so I will not be doing the Sixers game on Sunday, but I'll be back on Monday to do that game against the Atlanta Hawks. This is great content. I hope this type of energy, I enjoy this type of energy. How do you not have more subs? I don't know, man. YouTube underrates me for literally no reason whatsoever. Hayward's a bum. Lonnie Walker, the 4th fan. Let's go, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through. I do remember you, man. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. Hit that like button if you have not done so. The Sixers don't win. It's all right. Great commenting. Beluga out. Hey, appreciate you, my guy. Sixers trying to say that they're not done, but we'll see what the Hornets are going to do here. 24 and a half seconds left. Sixers are going to have to start playing the foul game. As Plumlee needs to get this in, gets it in to P.J. Washington. Washington completely surrounded. And they're going to say no. Foul called. They're just going to say Hornets ball. All right, I got you. Sounds good. I'll be back here for your next stream. Yeah, appreciate it, my guy. That'll be on Monday, man. But appreciate you for stopping by. But they'll inbound here to P.J. Washington, and that'll be good for P.J. Washington. Might just be the dagger unless the Sixers can get off a quick 3. Melton spinning. Gets it out to Tucker. Tucker gets it out to Shake. And a foul will be called here. Or rather, that's Daniel House foul called against Kelly Oubre. Did they get the shot off in time for 3 free throws? Sixers are in the bonus, so I think they did. This is rough, man. This is a rough game. I think Daniel House is getting 3 free throws at the line. Sixers are on the bonus here. Oh, what are we conversing now? What are we talking about? Just let him take the free throws. What are they talking about on the court? What do they want? What do they want? Seriously. Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on. I think oh, the players, okay. I don't know what they're trying to look at here, but Daniel House just going to go to the line and shoot 3. First one for Daniel House is good at the line. And I can respect it as long as you give your honest opinion on like why you hate the player. You heard that guy who got a side cut off? No, I did not, man, as Rozier will be fouled. Apparently, Daniel House's foot must have been on the 3-point line, so it was only 2 free throws. He went 1 of 2. Hornets got the rebound. And with 8.8 left, they're most likely going to win this game. I did not hear about the news, man. He's all right now. Actually, I hate Tucker. But here we go. Terry Rozier going back to the line for 2. First one for Terry Rozier is good at the line. Yeah, the Hornets are going to win this game, guys. 6-1 game. The Sixers are going to go down in Charlotte. Yeah, man, Terry Rozier to take the second free throw attempt. Most likely this game is over. Hornets are probably going to take a win here. Second one is up, and the second one's no good. Harris able to get the rebound, get it out to George Niang, gets it over to Melton. Melton has to kick it out. Harris going step back three. And that's no good, and the Charlotte Hornets are able to get a win over the Philadelphia 76ers by a final score of 107-101. This was just a rough one, man, but the second one of a back-to-back and the fact that the Sixers are shorthanded in this game is just a rough way to come out here, play the way they did. But you have to give them credit at the same time for what they were able to do. They almost came out with 2 straight wins with this type of a roster. They almost did. Tucker's a vital piece of the team, but he isn't who we thought he would be so far. On the offensive side, no. On the defensive side, that's a different story. There probably is no difference between those two, man. This bench sucks. There's no way we can make the playoffs with this. Well, my guy, ease up, people. Keep in mind, man, we don't have 3 of our starters right now in Joel Embiid, James Harden, and Tyrese Maxey. 3 of the players from the bench had to be elevated onto the starting lineup. That was Shake Milton, DeAnthony Melton, and Montrezl Harrell. It's not going to be the same with those players having to be moved from the bench to the starting lineup. It's not going to be the same that way. And the fact we're on a back-to-back, these players were probably already gassed from last night. So at the same time, they were gassed from last night. So they really didn't have the same energy against Brooklyn that they had tonight. You just hate PJ Tucker, period. Not all just Tucker. These losses just frustrate me so much. It's rough, man, but the ones that frustrate me a lot are when everyone's healthy. Those are the ones that frustrate me so much. It's the captain on the defense. Just like he's kind. Our 3 best, to be honest. Should they appreciate it, man. Enjoy the commentary. I appreciate that, my guy. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, the Sixers are going to fall to the Charlotte Hornets in this one. Rough way to win this one, or rather, rough way to come out in this one. And unfortunately, the Sixers are just going to go ahead and fall short in Charlotte. They go ahead and win 1 of 2 on this back-to-back. And this was the second of a back-to-back, and the Sixers were shorthanded. So, at the end of the day, the Sixers were just really gassed in this one. But yeah, man, I'm changing the scoreboard real quick. But yeah, man, also the Sixers had a rough night shooting the ball from 3-point range. Sixers ended up shooting the ball 9 for 38, just 23.7%. We'll go over the stat lines in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get to it eventually. But yeah, guys, that was a rough way to go out, man. That was a rough way to go out. Do you think we can turn this all around before the All-Star break? When everyone's healthy, that's when we're going to turn this around. Which I don't know if we're going to get Embiid back by Friday. It could take a little bit longer, but we won't have Maxey and or Harden for the next between 2 or 3 weeks. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Have a good night. Good show. See you next game. Hey, appreciate you for coming through, man. Say good night, everyone. Although I did laugh a bit. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead, grab the computer, and we'll go over the final stats in this one after I read this comment. But if this team is resilient, we will get through. Yeah. Also, if we're healthy, we're going to get through as long as we're not playing on so many back-to-backs. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back, and we're going to read over the halftime stat, or rather the final stats. All right, guys, I'm back. As we'll be going over the final stats here. Guys, we've got 27 likes on this thing. Well done to everybody supporting, man. We finished with 27 likes towards where about this stream is going to end up to this point. 10 people still watching. 9 subs away from 500. This was a successful stream despite the fact the Sixers ended up losing this one. But we do have a final score, ladies and gentlemen, as the Charlotte Hornets ended up defeating the Philadelphia 76ers 107-101. Sixers fall to 9-9 on the season. And the Charlotte Hornets go up to 5-14 on the season in their very sluggish season here in this one. I wasn't around to live the 1700s. But yeah, man, we're going to read over the final stats here in this one. Starting off with the Philadelphia 76ers side, then we'll go to the Charlotte Hornets side, and then we'll go to the team stats. So starting off with the Philadelphia 76ers, Shake Milton ends up leading the way for the Philadelphia 76ers with 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists. DeAnthony Melton with 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Tobias Harris finishing with 19 points and 5 rebounds. Montrezl Harrell with 16 points, 7 rebounds, and an assist. Probably by far the best game of the season for Montrezl Harrell, if not one of the best. Jordan Yang finishing with 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Paul Reed finishing with 6 points, 8 rebounds, and an assist. Furkan Korkmaz with 5 points, no rebounds, and an assist. And then PJ Tucker with 3 points, 7 rebounds, and an assist. And then Daniel House with 1 point and 1 rebound to end off the scoring for your Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers also only with 21 bench points, but keep in mind, they were so shorthanded tonight. I mean, Thibault was not available for this game. Joel Embiid was not available. James Harden was not available. Tyrese Maxey wasn't available. Jaden Springer wasn't available. So the only 2 players that didn't get playing time in this game and didn't even probably want to bother even getting playing time was Michael Foster Jr. and Julian Champagnie. Those were probably the last 2 players. Those were the last 2 players to not get playing time. But, we only had 4 players off the bench. They were gassed. And, it's an unfortunate night for the bench, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. What's the biggest problem you see with this team as of now? Well, when the Sixers are not healthy, the Sixers just go out there and they try their best, and that's what we saw last game, and they gave it everything they had in this game. The biggest problem I probably see with this team right now overall, whether healthy or unhealthy, is probably just the turnovers. The turnovers are unacceptable every single game. But, all I pretty much wanted on this back-to-back, since the Sixers were shorthanded, all I wanted to see was the Sixers to come out and take one of two, and they took one of two with winning the game last night against the Brooklyn Nets, but losing this game to the Charlotte Hornets. The Sixers were just gassed, man. They were so gassed in this game. So gassed. Absolutely. The turnovers were killing us left and right. But that's the end of the scoring for the Philadelphia 76ers. Now over to the Charlotte Hornets side. Terry Rozier leading the way for the Charlotte Hornets with 22 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. P.J. Washington following that up with 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Kelly Oubre with 14 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Nick Richards with 13 points and 13 rebounds off the bench. So a double-double, I do believe, for Nick Richards. Same thing going into the next player, which is Mason Plumlee with 11 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists. So Mason Plumlee also, I do believe, with a double-double in this game. Jalen McDaniels, with 11 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Gordon Hayward with 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. Theo Maledon with 4 points, no rebounds, and 3 assists. Dennis Smith Jr. finishing his night, 2 points, no rebounds, and 2 assists. And Kai Jones with 4 points and a rebound to end off the stat lines for the Charlotte Hornets. Now over to the team stats. Now the Philadelphia 76ers ended up shooting 44.2% from the field to the Charlotte Hornets 47.8%. Sixers shot the ball a sloppy 23.7% from three-point range to the Charlotte Hornets 25%. The Philadelphia 76ers ended up shooting the ball 88.9% from the free throw line, 16 for 18. While the Charlotte Hornets ended up shooting the ball 61.9% from the free throw line, 13 for 21. The Philadelphia 76ers out-rebounded the Charlotte Hornets 45-44, but the Hornets ended up doing it offensively 11-8. The Hornets with more assists than the Sixers 25-19. Sixers with more blocks than the Hornets 4-1. Sixers also with more steals than the Hornets 9-8. Sixers losing the turnover battle to the Charlotte Hornets 19-15. Hornets with more points in the paint than the Philadelphia 76ers 58-42. And a total of 38 personal fouls called, 23 on the Sixers and 15 on the Charlotte Hornets. But yeah, guys, the main thing that really destroyed us on this team, number one was the turnovers. Number two was the three-point shooting. And number three was picking up offensive rebounds. So those are my top 3 things on why the Sixers pretty much lost this game. But yeah, guys, on that note, man, that's going to pretty much do it for me. Shout out to every single person that came through to tonight's stream, man. We had so many people in here that this stream is just going to continue to get a lot of views like it pretty much did tonight. So, again, appreciate everybody for coming through, entering. And you guys were phenomenal in the chat tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much going to do it for me, man. Be sure to like and subscribe if you guys have not done so, man. And before I forget, hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you go spend time with your families, go watch some football, go do everything you would do on a normal Thanksgiving basis. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me. Be sure to like and subscribe if you guys have not done so. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one, man. Peace out, God bless, and peace, and everyone have a happy Thanksgiving.